Burns Arena, it's time for another exciting edition of Dixie State men's basketball, and your home for Trailblazer Athletics during the 2019-20 season. It is CEC TV and the Dixie State Stretch Internet Portal, and as well on the radio, Radio Dixie 91.3 FM. Well, tonight, Dixie State at 10-1 overall, 5-0 in the RMAC, trying to take some momentum from a blowout exhibition win Monday night into RMAC play as they return to league play. They try to continue to put the tough loss on the road. It was their first loss of the season at Western Oregon. They try to put that behind them and try to get back into RMAC play and stay undefeated against a very tough UCCS Mountain Lions squad. You've got Dixie State at 5-0. You've got a couple of teams up at 4-1, and then a whole logjam at 3-2 right now in the RMAC, and UCCS is one of those teams, a talented team that's got bigs. They've got guys that can shoot it, and they have one of their best scorers, who is a very productive player, off of the bench at 18.8 points per game, coming back from injury. He makes his return tonight. Perfect timing for Dixie State. He makes his return tonight. That's Deron Clark, 6'5", 175-pound sophomore guard from San Antonio, Texas, for UCCS. In fact, we actually wish him well. We wish him the best. You never like to see anybody hurt, so glad to see him back onto the floor. But it'll be another tough test for the Trailblazers tonight. Again, good evening, everybody, and welcome inside our TDS pregame show. Carrick Segmiller alongside the coach Mike Olson here inside the Burns Arena. And Mike, a tough one on the docket. Both of these games tonight. If you had to circle maybe the marquee weekend of the RMAC home schedule, I think this would probably be it. Maybe the Colorado Mesa, Western Colorado weekend as well. But this is the one, if not the marquee, one of the marquee home weekends tonight for the RMAC schedule, as the Trailblazers with UCCS and then Colorado School of Mines tomorrow night. And it starts tonight, and Dixie State has got to get off on the right foot. And a couple of weeks ago, they had a huge start, came out and built a big lead. You hope they can do something like that tonight, just come out with energy and not have to play from behind tonight.
Exactly, Carrick. This is the type of weekend that you just look forward to. What a fun weekend. You bring in two teams back-to-back and get a chance to play some high-caliber basketball. Both teams, like you mentioned, phenomenal. Tonight, you see a matchup of the league's best defense.
Yes.
UCCS comes in with the scoring defense, holding their opponents to 66 points per game. And what a contrast to styles, as you saw Dixie put 106 on the board last week. Dixie, one of the top scoring teams in the conference. So you've got the conference best scoring against the conference best defense. You look at rebounding. Dixie State is first in defensive rebounds, and UCCS first in offensive rebounds. So you're going to see it on all angles tonight. It should be a fun one.
Something's got to give, right?
Exactly. Something will give.
Dixie State entering this one again 10-1 overall, 5-0 in the RMAC inside our TDS pregame show. Time now to get you a little bit more familiar with UCCS. Again, 7-3 overall, 3-2 in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and this just the second meeting between Dixie State and I checked that, the third meeting between Dixie State and UCCS. Trailblazers 1-1 all time against Colorado Springs, though both games in the series were spread over a 12-year span. Dixie State claimed a 107-83 non-conference home win way back in 07-08. You were probably on the sideline for that game, weren't you?
Yes, I remember that really well.
The Mountain Lions bounced back with a 77-74 conference win in Colorado Springs last year, and so Dixie State trying to get back ahead in the series at 2-1. That was a weekend that, and we mentioned it during the broadcast of the exhibition game the other night, that Dixie State went on the road and lost to both UCCS and Colorado School of Mines last year, and it's something they kind of want to return the favor this year with some unfinished business against these two teams, and they'll try to get started with that tonight. Get you familiar with some of the players that you're going to hear tonight for this UCCS squad. And, we mentioned the return of Deron Clark. He only played in 5 or 6 games before he got injured, but he was averaging 18.8 points per game off the bench. I mean, you talk about your leading scorer coming off the bench. What a spark plug. I mean, you look at a team like the Utah Jazz and how desperately they needed bench production. And they added Clarkson, and how big that's been. Well, Deron Clark is that guy for UCCS, and he's back in the lineup tonight and looking to do some big things. But in the starting lineup, you've got Padayet Wong, 6'4", 165-pound senior guard. He's averaging 16.6 points per game. You've got 6'6", 215-pound guard forward combo a redshirt senior in Blend Avdide. And he's averaging 11.8 points per game, so plenty of production in the starting five. You've got Jeff Kelly averaging 9 points per game in the starting five. And then again, Deron Clark, almost 20 points per game coming off the bench. So they're pretty well set in their main rotation coming off the bench. A very high scoring, 74 points per game, good scoring team, plays good defense, good team overall. Going to take good effort tonight from Dixie State.
It's going to take effort and a lot of good execution and discipline. You know, I thought today's shoot-around was great for Dixie State. The guys looked loose. The guys looked ready. The communication was good. You could tell they were dialed in. As they were going through some of UCCS's plays and preparing for them, those guys were dialed in and ready. They understand the importance of tonight's game, and they're ready. Like you said, they haven't forgotten what happened last year, and they're ready. So let's throw the ball up now and get going.
Let's go. We got to have a national anthem and some starting lineups first. And inside our TDS pregame show, we've got to name some Lonnie Boys Barbecue's keys to the game. And as always, we toss it over to you, Mike, as one who has coached with Coach Judkins and traveled with him. And, I mean, you know him better probably than anyone on this whole scores table and maybe even down this bench right here. So give us some Lonnie Boys Barbecue's keys to the game. What do the Trailblazers got to do tonight to emerge victorious?
Number one, it's going to be win those 4-minute battles. Those 4-minute battles are critical for tonight's game plan and Dixie's effort. So it starts with the first four. So number one is win those 4-minute battles. You win the battles, you're going to win the war. Number two, they've got to maximize each possession. They cannot afford to waste possessions against this team. They're allowing 66 points a game, and they're very good defensively. So you have to make it count. Each possession has got to count. And finally, it's win the war of their boards. They've got to out-rebound this team and be very physical on the offensive and defensive rebounds.
There you go. Your Lonnie Boys Barbecue keys to the game as Dixie State gets set to host UCCS. UC Colorado Springs coming to us, believe it or not, from Colorado Springs. Yep. Colorado 7-3 overall, 3-2 in the RMAC are the Mountain Lions. Dixie State 10-1 overall, 5-0 in the RMAC as we open the new year, the new decade of Dixie State basketball. As you turn around and you see all the banners hanging in the rafters, 2010, 2011, both teams in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2017, 2018, and every single one of those banners takes with it a trip to the NCAA tournament, and 6 of those banners are conference championships with 2 conference tournament championships. Dixie State wants to start the new decade off on the right foot as they try to hang another banner in the 2019-20 season. That'll do it for the TDS pregame show. We'll take a 2-minute timeout for the national anthem and come back with some Boulevard Home starting lineups and the tip-off. Dixie State and UCCS back in 2 to the Burns Arena.
Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream. For the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not as they seem.
Art is long and time is fleeting, and our hearts so stout and brave, still like muffled drums are beating, funeral marches to the grave. In the world's broad field of battle, in the bivouac of life, be not like dumb-driven cattle, be a hero in the strife.
Lives of great men all remind us that our lives can be sublime, and departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. Footprints that perhaps another, sailing over life's solemn main, a forlorn and shipwrecked brother, seeing, shall take heart again. Let us then be up and doing, with a heart for any fate. Still achieving, still pursuing, learn to labor and to wait.
You know, we may have started out small, but we were great. Families and fans rallied behind their team. The community cared, and everyone showed up to cheer. Now, we're bigger than ever. Dixie State is going to Division I.
Here we go in transition, and he throws it down with one hand.
But at the end of the day, it's the community and fans that make us great. Whether you give $5 or 1,000, Every dollar, every seat in the stands, every one of you can help blaze our trail to Division I athletics, because this is our team.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State, UCCS just minutes away from doing battle inside the Burns Arena. But before we get things tipped off and underway, we've got to give you the starting lineups brought to you by Boulevard Home. And we'll start first with the UCCS, the UC Colorado Springs Mountain Lions, led by head coach Jeff Culver in his 8th season as a head coach. In fact, all 8 of those have been at UC Colorado Springs. He's 121-94 as a head coach, and this looking for pushing toward 125 career wins. And he'll try to get that done tonight. They start like this, the same way that they have started almost all of their games. They go 6'4", 180-pound junior guard in Parker Gaddis, 6'4", 165-pound senior guard Padayat Wong, a 6'6", 195 pounds redshirt junior guard freshman guard forward combo Jeff Kelly, a 6'6", 215-pound redshirt senior guard forward combo Glenn Avdili, and a 6'7", 225 redshirt senior forward Ed Burke. And a lot of scoring in that starting 5. And it should mention, this is this coaching staff with head coach Jeff Culver and his staff. They must have some sort of Texas pipeline. There are 8 guys on this roster out of the state of Texas on this UCCS squad. So a lot of Texans represented in the game tonight. Now we go over to Dixie State, who will start like this, the same way they started in the exhibition the other night. They will go Jack Pagankoff, Dason Youngblood, Frank Stain, Hunter Schofield, and then again, instead of Josh Newbold, they will start Jared Green down low. They kind of start those 2 bigs together, and Jared Green and Hunter Schofield. What advantages do you see for Dixie State with starting those 2 big guys together?
Well, it's going to match their size. It's going to equalize that rebounding. It's really going to establish that post presence that Dixie needs very early in the game.
Dixie State wearing the home whites, red numbers, blue trim. UCCS in let me call them charcoal uniforms. Yeah. Not quite a full-on black, not quite gray. The charcoal black uniforms, gold numbers, black trim on those, and we are set to play basketball. Lights are back on, so let's do it. Let's play basketball inside the Burns Arena. We've been chomping at the bit all through Christmas break, all through the exhibition the other night in Dixie State's 106-54 exhibition win, and now we are ready to play some basketball inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State, UC Colorado Springs. Carrick Segmiller, Mike Olson courtside with you inside the Burns. Thanks for joining us tonight, for making us part of your night, whether you're on TV, CEC TV, TDS Cable Channel 108, whether you're on the Dixie State Stretch Internet portal, whether you're joining us on the good old-fashioned radio, Radio Dixie 91.3 FM. Big shout out to our CEC TV crew and as well as Martin Kelly back in the Radio Dixie 91.3 FM studio. It'll be Burke jumping it for the Mountain Lions. It's Green for the Trailblazers. Referee blows the whistle, approaches center circle. One referee standing right my way, so I can barely see what's going on. Good thing for this TV monitor here. UCCS will win the tap. Burke will tap it back to Gaddis, and we are underway. Here's Wong on the angle right side as UCCS sets up the first offensive possession of the night. Avdide to the left side and Gaddis. Gaddis to Wong. Back to Gaddis. Baseline left side. Skipping it into the right corner. 3 ball on the way. Too strong from Kelly, and Dixie State the rebound. Pagankoff will push it up the floor. Leaves for Youngblood. Dason, left elbow jumper on the way. Too strong. Tapped around into the hands of Jack Pagankoff. Jack to Youngblood. Into the left corner. Stain. Lob it into Schofield. Bounce pass. Swing it back out. Pagankoff, 3 right wing. Too strong. Into the hands of Glenn Avdide. And here come the Mountain Lions. 19:14 to play. We are scoreless. Each team has had 1 possession. Mountain Lions with it. They'll set up with 18 to shoot. To the near side and Gaddis. Skip past to Wong. Baseline left side. Drives the lane. Tries to pass around his back, but it's tipped and taken away by Dixie State.
Dixie State coming out in the zone. 2 possessions trying to test those shooters.
Frank Stain for 3 right wing, and he picks up where he left off Monday night. Knocks in a Mountain America 3-pointer. Dixie State is up 3-0.
great start for Frank Stain. That's what you want to see. He is so much better when he hit that first shot. His confidence goes through the roof. You can see it in his defense. He's more active. So great look at the three there for Frank Stain.
18:35 to play. Dixie State a 3-0 lead. Mountain Lions have it stripped away. Stain with a tip. Youngblood comes away with it. Dayson running the break. Gives it Jack Pagankoff. The angle right side, Jared Green. Three-point land straight away now. Hands off to Stain. Free throw line. Fakes a shot. Leaves his feet and passes inside to Green, who hits it off the window. And a timeout called already by head coach Jeff Culver in UCCS.
That's the start you're looking for Dixie State. 5 points, and they're doing it from the outside. Now they're going on the inside. You see that great interior pass in there to Jared Green, who didn't rush it. You love when your big guy's patient. He gets his balance, finds where he's at, and then he goes back up strong.
Dixie State a 5-0 lead, 18-12 to play. Timeouts are brought to you by Dairy Queen, so we'll keep it right here throughout this 30-second timeout as you TV and internet viewers get a good look at head coach John Judkins. We talked about it. He never stops coaching.
No.
A guy that whether you're up by 50 like you were in the exhibition on Monday or whether it's a 5-0 lead right now, coaches the same way regardless. And I think he's got his players' respect for that, and they'll draw things up. Take me into a mind of a coach. When you're the coach of a team and you score in your first couple of possessions, you force a team to burn an early timeout. I mean, you just pumped at that situation. Yeah. You're thinking about the next play, obviously, but I mean that's everything you want to see in the start, right?
That's right, but it also gives you a chance now to implement something that they may not be ready for. Dixie going right back to a man-to-man.
Wong for three, right wing. It's rims out. Offensive rebound for Burke. He missed the putback, and it's third time the charm. No, rims out, and Dixie State the rebound. Burke had a couple of different chances in there. Youngblood in the lane, and they're going to say no shot for Dayson. And the Dixie State will maintain the possession. Wipe off the shot attempt, no free throws. Trailblazers will have it. Baseline left. He pointed on the right side. Dixie State will have it baseline left. Pagankoff to trigger. Into Dayson Youngblood. 15-footer left side. Yes, Dixie State leading 7-0.
Offensively, it's another very good look. Dixie coming back again with a man-to-man. So you've seen them switch up their defenses here in the first 5 possessions.
UCCS inside. Here's Kelly forcing a shot off the window. Rimmed out. Dixie State the rebound. Outlet pass to Youngblood. Splits 2 defenders. Leaves for Schofield. Three-point land straight away. Drives to the right side. Drives the lane. Hangs and hits with a finger roll high off the glass.
Great move by Hunter Schofield right there on the dribble. A hard 1 or 2 dribbles. Easy layup.
And a jump ball as the ball is tied up the other way. Dixie State has the arrow. The Trailblazers off to a textbook start here. A 9-0 lead, 17-13 to play. We mentioned trying to get off to a good start. We mentioned it in the TDS pregame show, and they're coming out with energy, playing well on both ends of the floor, and it's showing.
Yeah, there's no question. There's something left over from that loss last year in Colorado Springs.
UCCS is going to pull out a full court press here. Dixie State able to break it. They get it across the timeline. Here's Stain, open look for 3, right wing, bang! Yeah. And that comes from that press. They break it, and he's wide open. He knocks in his second Mountain America three-pointer.
Usually in shoot-around, Coach Judkins does a full-court passing type thing. Today they did press breaker, and it worked perfect. Very few dribbles.
12-0 start for Dixie State. A 3 for Avdire. For UCCS, it's no good, but an offensive rebound will give UCCS a second opportunity. Here's Gaddis. Jump ball is called. Coach Judkins was asking for travel. Referee calls a tie-up, and the arrow will stay with UCCS. Coach Culver going to the bench early. Here's Elijah Camithier checking into the ball game.
Well, he's got to do something. You know, Dixie is hot right now. They're shooting 4 of their last 5. UCCS 0 for their last 5.
Inbound pass, and a 3 for Parker Gaddis in the left corner. Gets it to go, and Dixie State lead trimmed to 9 at 12-3. William Becker was the other Mountain Lion who just checked into this game. Dixie State with a 12-3 lead and a 16-20 to go here in the first half. Here's Pagankoff, stops the dribble, 17 feet away from the bucket, left side. They'll swing it around and bounce into Green, operating on the left block. Gets inside, his shot is blocked. Stain gets the rebound. His putback is blocked, but he's fouled down low by Wong, and he'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
You know, he didn't get the bucket, but I'll tell you what, that interior play is still looking good. It's a physical game down low, and it was fun also today in shoot-around. the focus of the big guys and where they knew they were going to get their shots. Those post players really worked hard on getting that. You can see that move by Jared Green getting to the middle of the floor. It got blocked, but teammate Frank Stain right there again. I will note that UCCS leads the league in block shots at 6 a game, and we can see why on that possession.
Stain made the first free throw, brought to you by Vintage at Canyonland. Second one on the way and in for Stain. Andre Wilson checked in, and now Cameron Chatwin going to check in for Jared Green. And we had a fun experience with Cameron Chatwin the other night with his family. Last night you dubbed one of his moves. Last year you dubbed one of his moves Dream Shake, and he had a whole family cheering section Monday night, and they all had shirts that said Dream Shake on them. Got us inside for UCCS. Misses the layup, but a foul and free throws coming for Parker Gaddis. That'll bring us to the media. 15:55 to go. Dixie State a 14-3 lead. Trailblazers shooting 62% from the field. Can they keep it up? We will see after the 60-second timeout on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
When Southern Utah thinks of home furnishings, they think of Boulevard Home. But when Boulevard Home thinks about home, Southern Utah comes to mind. In 1974, local pioneer descendant Tony Whitwer decided to start a furniture business. He decided to name it after Southern Utah's most famous street, St. George Boulevard. Even though Tony has retired, his family's legacy still lives in who we are, a company dedicated to one goal, making your house home. Boulevard Home. Home is who we are.
To the Burns Arena, UCCS and Dixie State doing battle. First game of the new year, and the Trailblazers off to a good start. 62% from the field, have not turned the ball over, getting everybody involved. Frank Stain has scored 8 points. Couldn't ask for a better start.
No, you couldn't really. It's textbook. They're knocking down their shots. They're patient. They're scoring on the outside, scoring on the inside, the break. We've seen a little bit of everything. But this is a team character that you can't – they're not just going to allow this to happen the whole game. UCCS is a very good team, and they're going to bounce back. The key for Dixie now is how are they going to answer this little run by UCCS?
Got us at the free throw line where he has hit on 72% of his attempts coming into tonight's game, and he misses that one.
You can see right there, Frank Stain just a step late to get back there to contest that shot. He was close on the rotation. He got there just enough to alter the shot, but not quite enough to stop it.
Got his second free throw, missed them both, and Hunter Schofield the rebound. And here comes Wilson. Across the timeline, now to Pagankoff. Looks like Jack's wearing some new shoes. Those look kind of nice. Pagankoff to the free throw line. Back to the left side, Stain for three. Kind of a heat check after starting perfect from the field and 8 points. That one rims out. Good look, though, from Stain. Wasn't a bad look. UCCS the rebound, and then they throw it away on the other end. Parker Gaddis, a miscommunication with Bland Avdide in the right corner. He threw it away, and Dixie State will get it back.
We saw last week Dixie open up with a big lead early, but then they got to about that 13-minute mark, and there was a letdown. You've got to stay focused and continue to execute and do the things that got you this 11-point lead.
Pagankoff pressured by Commithier. D-Lo goes straight away. Now Pagankoff, right elbow, crossover, step back, couldn't hit it. Ball is loose. Can he chase down his own rebound? No, but he'll tip it to Frank Stain, who lays it up and in with the right hand.
Heads-up play there by Jack Pagankoff. He tracked it down, was able to tip it to his teammate, and led to another bucket. So heads-up play there by the point guard.
Patrick Linney-Peckin just checked into the game for UCCS. He has his first touch. He'll swing it around the side of Avdide. Avdide. Bounce it inside to Becker. Puts it up. Looked like it was clean up top for Chatwin. Must have got him with the body. Chatwin will be called for the foul, and 2 free throws coming for William Becker.
You don't mind that foul. I mean, he's trying to contest it, did a good job. He didn't give up a 2-and-1. it's okay to be aggressive there and try to contest and be physical. It's a shot that he probably could block. He just didn't have quite the angle that he was hoping to have.
First free throw from Becker. He missed it off the right side. UCCS has started 0 for 3 from the free throw line.
Good defense.
Ed Burke back into the game for UCCS. Haven't seen Deron Clark yet. We talked about how this may be his return tonight. He warmed up.
He warmed up.
He's in uniform. He warmed up. And we're going to have a violation against UCCS. It's kind of like a football game there. One guy moves, so then everybody else jumps.
Ball start.
And then it was right there. It's Burke.
Looked like he had a little hitch in his free throw. You know, he got the ball up, but looked like he kind of paused there just enough to throw his teammate off.
NC State has it back. The 16-3 lead. Here's Leighton Parker. He just checked in. His first touch offensively. Schofield, top of the key. To the angle left side, and Pagankoff slows up, now drives inside and draws contact from Ed Burke. So that injury to insult. A lane violation on one end and then a foul on the other for Ed Burke, his first.
Looks like that possession, UCCS came out in the zone, a little matchup zone, kind of caught Jack Pagankoff off guard. They were switching everything.
Jack inbound pass to Cameron Chetwood, and he'll lay it up and in with the left hand.
Great move. Great interior pass. And again, we're going to say it all year, another basket off an out of bounds underneath.
15-point lead for Dixie State. And an offensive foul as Wong was firing a three from the left wing, and it'll be Ed Burke again on the moving screen with 14 to play until halftime. And everybody involved, and the energy right now for this Dixie State team is through the roof.
Yeah, they're winning the war of the boards. 7-5. They're rebounding well. They're handling the press well. Confidence is really boosted right now.
Youngblood to Chatwin. Stops the dribble, finds Parker. 15 to shoot. Still time to be patient and find a good shot here. Green will bounce inside to Cameron Chatwin. And they got it to Chatwin a little bit later than the coaching staff. You can probably hear through the crowd mic kind of yelling to get it to him. He was open. They wanted to get Chatwin that ball down there.
Well, they had a mismatch. They had a smaller guy there on Cameron Chatwin and Jared Green, so they're looking to pound the ball inside.
Trailblazers, a fresh 20 on the clock. Youngblood, left wing. Little pick and roll with Jared Green. Green gets inside, and he'll lay it up and in. There's nothing sweeter than a perfectly executed pick and roll.
Yeah, that's solid. High percentage shot.
20-3, Dixie State the lead. 13-15 to go. Becker. Out top to Wong. Call me old-fashioned, but I'll take a nice pick and roll over a three-point shot any day. Wong to the left wing, and Kelly for three. And maybe I spoke too soon because there's a three for UCCS.
Well, he hit the shot, but you can see he's having a hard time moving right now. He's barely walking, limping. He's needing some help defensively.
And he's got a brace on that left knee. It looks like the leg he's limping on. Chatwin to the right side, and Wilson. The Youngblood, pump fake, drives inside, loses it, but right into the hands of Jared Green. He'll pump fake, get his defender off the ground, and score with contact and a foul.
Well, you feel bad for Jeff Kelly. He's doing everything he can. He's still grimacing. He's in some pain and having a hard time moving. And you almost wonder if he came on the floor again. That foul came, and he's ready to come out of the game. He's really hurting.
Josh Newbold into the game for Dixie State. He'll check in for Cameron Chatwin. Chatwin, great set of minutes there.
Oh, quality minutes there.
Green to the line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. It's up and no good off the left side. Abdiday the rebound. Dixie State a 22-6 lead, 12:20 to play. Approaching the under 12 media timeout. Gaddis to Wong, right side. Ball is loose, tip taken away, Dixie State the steal. Wilson to Parker. Thought about a three in transition, decided against it. Here's Newbold, passes up a three, instead takes a little floater in the lane, misses, gets his own rebound. The putback is short, and Becker the rebound, and Jared Green going to get called on a push underneath the basket, and that will bring us to the under 12 media timeout. 11:55 to go in half number one. Dixie State 22, UC Colorado Springs 6. We'll be back in a minute here in the Burns Arena on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Camping World is here to help you connect to adventure and explore the outdoors with friends and family. Offering new and pre-owned RVs to fit every budget and thousands of parts and accessories for any need. Camping World has it all. With over 130 supercenters nationwide, you're never far from America's #1 RV dealer. No matter where your adventures take you, whether you need an RV, parts, or service, Camping World is here to help you every step of the way. Visit Camping World in St. George or shop campingworld.com today.
$11:55 to play. Dixie State a 22-6 lead. And the Trailblazers benefiting from great play from everybody. Frank Stain, a quick start. He's got 10 points. And then it was 6 consecutive points for Jared Green to help. Cameron Chatwin's got a bucket. Dason Youngblood's got a bucket. Hunter Schofield. That's 5 different players that have scored for Dixie State already. And 12 points in the paint.
Yeah.
To none for UCCS.
Yeah, and then points off turnovers, 14 points off the turnovers for Dixie State, so doing a good job on defense, creating some offense. They've really got a good rhythm going. The key now is just to continue. They can't get complacent. They've got to stay hungry and continue to apply pressure to UCCS.
Long, left wing, into the corner. Here's Gaddis. And Gaddis miscommunication with Wong, nearly threw it away, but Lenny Peckin will chase it down. 8 to shoot. Gaddis has it, left wing. Looking inside with Becker, and Becker will lob it in. Lay it up and in. William Becker, 22-8. Dixie State lead is 14. 11:20 to play. Newbold to Parker. Over to Youngblood. Free throw line jumper is good. Breaking the press with ease. Dixie State a 24-8 lead, and they force a turnover on the way back up the floor.
You see the pace picking up a little bit. Both teams pressing. It's going to force a little bit faster tempo. It's going to come down to the team that handles it the best, and right now it's Dixie State.
11:05 remaining first half. Dixie State a 24-8 lead. Parker for Pagankoff. Over to Youngblood. Youngblood to Parker. Inside Newbold, catch and shoot, left elbow. Couldn't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Schofield puts it back up. Tipped a little bit. Ball is loose. Rebound to UCCS, and a foul will go against Newbold in the scrum for the ball.
That time the Mountain Lions come out in a 2-3 zone. First time we've seen their 2-3 zone tonight. And Dixie handled it well. They moved the ball well. They passed up a good shot for a better shot, and they got a good look in the key. It'll be interesting to see next possession what the Mountain Lions do, if they go back to their man-to-man or if they're going to try that zone again.
24-8, Dixie State. The advantage. Here's Wong driving the end line, right side. He lays it in. Boy, burst of speed, and he laid it up and in. 24-10, Wong's first bucket tonight. And 10:15 to go. Pagankoff will set it up, trying to pass over to Youngblood, and the pass is kicked by Ethan Powell. He just checked in. Frank Stain will check back in for Dixie State. Leighton Parker will get a rest. One freshman for the other.
Another look here to 2-3 zone.
Pagankoff to Youngblood. The swing it to Stain. Tries to bounce to Josh Newbold. And it's tipped and taken away, and then a foul on the way back up the floor. Dason Youngblood nearly has steal, but then commits a foul afterwards. And that will send Ed Burke to the line.
Well, good transition there by Dixie. They turned the ball over, but they didn't give up on it, and they got back as quick as they could in defense. They picked up the foul, but I was trying to find his free throw percentage. If I remember right, 75%, yeah. But
now they're going to say, shoot. The moment we started looking for those numbers, we get another look at it here. The tip.
This is great transition.
Yeah.
The key to a good transition defense is to sprint back and stop the key first. Get back, stop the key, and then fan out to the three-point line. So Dixie doing a good job running with their head up, their hands up, and very active in transition.
Baseline left. They'll lob into Burke. Referees say never got the ball up off the loose ball. Ball tipped out of bounds by Dixie State. Possession will stay with the Mountain Lions.
Shot clock stayed the same at 21 seconds, so Mountain Lions got 21 seconds to work with it.
Here's Wong. Avdide. Inside Burke. The right corner in Powell. Back to Wong. Jump step into the paint. Kick to the left corner. Avdide. A three, and he missed it. Dixie State the rebound, and Pagankoff travel. Avdide applied pressure, and Jack tried to spin, but he did it all before he ever put the ball on the ground.
Well, that's a
He was
hard.
spinning as he was putting the ball on the ground, and he called for the travel.
Very difficult. When you're running, you're thinking the ball's coming, and to catch the ball, get your footing right with somebody standing there is difficult.
Inbound pass to Goddess, and initially blocked by Jared Green, and then they're going to blow the whistle and call the foul.
It looked good up top. It looked like the contact came as they were jumping. Jared got him probably low, but it was a great block up top.
Goddess to the line, a 72% free throw shooter on the way in. It's for 4th point of the night. We're going to get another look at it here.
It's like just that.
I mean, there was contact.
Waist
it was
to waist.
Waist to waist. I mean, and the question is, did Green jump straight up, or did he jump into Goddess a little bit? Goddess will make both free throws, and he's got 5 tonight. 24-12, Dixie State leads still in double digits. The Trailblazers haven't scored for the last couple of minutes. One of their last 5 of the Trailblazers scoreless over the last 2 minutes. Schofield with 9 to shoot. At the free throw line, it's tipped out of his hands. He's fouled. Hunter says there's a reason I lost the ball. Was hit on the arm. And that is the 6th team foul against UCCS. 7 called against Dixie State. So we'll have free throws on both ends of the floor with a final 9:08 on every foul. Mason Youngblood put the ball back into play right in front of the UCCS bench. Passes in to Pagankoff, then gets it right back. Cameron Chatwin back into the game. He catches left elbow to the right side, and Pagankoff leaves it for Stain. Three-pointer straight away. He missed it, but he's fouled as Goddess bumped into him mid-flight and then didn't give him room to land either when he came back down. 3 free throws coming for Frank Stain. Wiped the miss off the board.
Yeah, Mountain Lions aren't a team that you're going to see play a lot of zone. The fact that they're in a 2-3 zone now the last 7 minutes of this half, to me, is saying that they can see Dixie's hurting them inside. They're going to make them start knocking some outside shots down and force an outside game rather than an inside game. So it's going to be critical for Dixie to hit those outside shots and respond to that zone. And that time, Frank Stain doing a good job of finding the gaps and being open.
Stain will make all 3 free throws. He's got 13. Here's Wong. Inside Avdide. Shot is up. It's short. Dixie State the rebound. Pagankoff, free throw line jumper in transition. Missed it. Ball tapped around. Avdide the rebound. And it's Cameron Chatwin going to get called for a foul for a bump. And they're going to say 1-1. And it'll be Blind Avdide. He'll shoot a 1-1. 18 foul against Dixie State. It's up, missed the front end, and Andre Wilson comes down with a rebound for Dixie State. Chatwin, left elbow jumper. Too strong off the back iron, rebound to UCCS. Wong in transition, crossing over to the right, spinning back left, but it's stripped out of his hands and nearly stolen away by Pagenkopf, but it gets loose and out of bounds. Wong inside, and he's fouled on his way to the bucket on the right side. And that'll bring us to the under 8 media timeout. Chatwin called for the foul. Dixie State leading 27-12. We'll take a 60-second timeout and come back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
A lot can happen when your sidekick is a dog.
I got this.
That's why I use Zelle in the Mountain America app. It makes sending and receiving money fast and easy, so Kicker and I can keep the adventure going.
Zelle is now in the Mountain America mobile app. Quickly send and receive money from almost anyone with a bank account in the U.S.
Kicker, my sleeping bag.
I've got this.
All with the convenience and security of the Mountain America app.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
7:58 to go. Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Trailblazers a 27-12 lead, 15-point advantage, and right now everyone continue to contribute. Frank Stain with 13 points for the Trailblazers to lead all scorers. 6 points for Jared Green, 4 points for Dason Youngblood, 2 points for Hunter Schofield. Trailblazers are 10 of 21 from the field, 47% clip there, 2 for 4 from downtown, and 5 of 6 from the free throw line. And meanwhile, UCCS 4 of 12 from the field, 33%. 2 of 6 from downtown, and 2 of 6 from the free throw line. 33% across the board in all their shooting statistics for UCCS. Of course, Wong is at the free throw line for a pair of free throws here.
You know, Dixie doing a good job there, just defensively stopping the perimeter, but Wong's very good off that dribble. He's very slick when he's got that ball. He's good side to side, but he's got a quick first step and can get inside the paint very, very quickly. He's a tough guy to guard.
Wong makes both free throws, and now during the timeout, there was a question as to whether the team foul. The scoreboard shows 9 team fouls against Dixie State and 7 against UCCS. Both assistant coaches were at the table during the timeout trying to confirm that. They left that conversation with them not changing anything, and Coach Judkins asking the officials if that can't be corrected, because the live stats showing 8 and 8. So a little bit of a discrepancy there, but they'll get it sorted out. We go back in play. 7:50 to go. Dixie State a 13-point lead. Pagenkopf gets across the timeline with 1 second to spare. Swinging it to the left side of Wilson. Top of the key. Pagenkopf now to Stain, the angle right side. Back to Jack. 3-point land straight away. Pagankoff fakes a pass to the left, drives into the paint, leaves for Schofield, shoots a three, top of the key, off the back iron, and Frank Stain grabs the offensive rebound, but they say he went over the back, and he'll get called for the foul. It'll be his first.
Good look there by Schofield as the shot clock ran down. You can see the shot was up, high rebound. That's a real high rebound. Gave Frank Stain a chance to get his timing right. Looked like he went up strong, straight, but you know the official saw it differently.
27-14, Dixie State a 13-point lead, and that's the 10th team foul against Dixie State, and that will send Comithier to the line for 2 free throws. He makes the first. One more coming for Comithier. Just a 52% free throw shooter. And it's up and in. 2 points for Comithier. Dixie State lead trimmed to 11. Trailblazers 1 for the last 8 from the field.
Now that zone's really paying off for the Mountain Lions. You know, they slowed Dixie's offense down. They've extended the game out behind the 3-point line and been very effective in that zone.
Stain to Pagankoff, left wing. Top of the key, Andre Wilson. Bounces back to Stain. Stain with 5 to shoot to Jack. Couple of dribbles, 2 to shoot. Lets a layup go, scoops it up, no. And UCCS the rebound. Comithier in transition. Runs into Andre Wilson. And an offensive foul going to be called even though Andre didn't go to the floor. He had both hands straight up and backpedaled after taking the contact.
Again, very good transition defense, stopping the key first. He had his hands up, good position there, Andre Wilson.
And Comithier calling for the foul. It'll be his 3rd foul of the game. And that'll bring us to a timeout. Coaches called timeout by Dixie State. Brought to you by Dairy Queen, so we keep it right here. 27-16. Both coaches, assistant coaches still going over to the tables, trying to figure this foul situation out, but it won't be something that's fully rectified really probably till halftime until they can really look at it, and the official book is official.
Well, the problem is there's one foul that's not accounted for. So
yeah.
The scoreboard is saying one thing and the coaches have another. So where is that extra foul and who has it? You know, you don't want a guy to pick up a 2nd or 3rd foul unexpectedly, right? That could really impact how the second half starts or even finishes. So that's where the frustration is there's one foul.
Who is that foul? I mean, being attributed to?
I've got 9 fouls. I know Dixie's bench has 9 fouls, but it's showing 10 on the scoreboard.
Pagankoff across the timeline. Pressured by Wong. Still in the 2-3 zone for UCCS. Stain lets a 3 fly from the right wing. It rims out. And UCCS the rebound. Wong up the far sideline. Leaves it for Avdide. He'll shoot a 3 from the left wing, and it's up and in.
Oh, we talked about this run. It's under 10 points now, so it's handling the press and scoring against the zone. Those are the keys now for Dixie State.
27-19. Pagankoff gets it across the timeline again with just 1 second to spare. 6 minutes to play in the first half. Schofield at the left elbow. Gets inside, floats it, can't get it to go. Grabs his own rebound, and then he's pushed down. And the foul will go against William Becker. It'll be the 8th team foul against UCCS. The question will be, are they saying that Schofield had full possession, was going back up, or is this just a 1-1? It will be 2 shot.
Well, hopefully this breaks that scoreless streak. Dixie State going 3 minutes and 1 second without a point.
Misses the first free throw. Brought to you by Vintage at Canyonlands.
They're 1 for 11 in their last field goals. 1 for 11, Carrick. 1 for 4 from downtown. So we're seeing the effects of that 2-3 zone.
Schofield makes the second, so a 28-19 lead for Dixie State on your Camping World scoreboard. With 5:50 to go until halftime. Dixie State trying to maintain the lead before the break. Burke has it inside. His shot is partially deflected by Hunter Schofield and into the bucket.
You don't see that very often, a block shot that goes in that easily. So
Hagenkoff the other way, knocks in a jumper in the paint, and the teams trade baskets.
He's got to get going. You know, Jack's the leader of this team, and they really rely on his energy and his effort, so it's good to get him going.
UCCS quick shot the other way. It's no good. And then Hunter Schofield called for a foul.
Looks like
Loose ball was out front, and Schofield got called for a foul. Jack Pagenkoff ended up with the ball after the play. And did he shoot a half-court shot for no reason, or did he just toss the ball down the court?
Yeah.
No one was down there, and he just threw it down the court, and he gets nailed with a delay of game warning.
Frustration. You know, it's better than a technical.
First free throw from Jeff Kelly is up and in.
8-point game, 5 minutes to go. We talk about those 4-minute battles. Dixie losing this 4-minute battle. It's important for them to finish this half strong. They've got the guys on the floor that they need. They've got Jack Pagenkoff and Frank Stain, Hunter Schofield, Andre Wilson, and Newbold or Nichols in. So they're really going with some energy. They've got a lot of toughness. They've really got to answer this run. They have to go into halftime with the momentum.
5 points for Kelly, and he'll check out after making both free throws. 30-23. Dixie State lead is down to 7. Wilson out of Pagenkoff. To the left side, and Wilson back to Jack. Jack looking inside of Schofield, but it's tap taken away. Turnover for Dixie State. Here comes UCCS. Into the left corner, Wong for 3. No, Andre Wilson goes up high and taps the ball to Pagenkoff. Jack gets inside, spins, hangs, can't hit, but he's fouled, and 2 free throws coming for Jack Pagenkoff.
It's a good transition there by Dixon. They got to stop on one end, out quickly in transition to try to get something going. Coach Judkins doing everything he can to light a fire under his team to get them going. You know, that's such a big lead early in the game, and you know, you hate to see the lead dwindle like that, but it tells you a lot about your team and what they've got. They've got it in themselves to extend this lead to 10-12 before half.
Free throws brought to you by Vintage at Canyonlands, and Jack makes the first free throw. He'll have one more. It is up and no good. Too strong off the back iron, and the rebound to Avdide. 4:35 to go until the break. Dixie State an 8-point lead. Avdide for 3 the other way. It rims out, comes off the front side of the rim, and Andre Wilson snares the rebound. Quick pass ahead to Schofield, spinning to the right, and contact in the lane, no whistle. Bunch of bodies on the floor, but the ball is loose. Goes back up to Wong, and he'll throw it down with 2 hands for UCCS.
Now here's that run. You know, you see Hunter Schofield, he's frustrated. He spun, and there was a little bit of contact, not enough to get a foul, but that led to an easy transition bucket for the Mountain Lions.
31-25, the lead that was as high as 17 at one point.
At 20-3.
Has trimmed down to 6, and there's Andre Wilson to try to correct that problem with a 3 from the right wing. Brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. Dixie State a 34-25 lead. Wong to the right corner, 3 for Powell the other way. No, and Frank Stain is pushed in the back, going for the rebound. And that'll bring us to the under 4 media timeout. Dixie State trying to weather the storm and stay in front off a huge 3 from Andre Wilson. Dixie State 34, UCCS 25. Take a 60-second timeout and come back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
I got you right where I want you. I make this one. It's over. I win.
No pressure. Bring it.
We may not always play good, but when we want to look good, we come to the Dixie State campus store.
Located on the second floor of the Gardner Center. We'll see you there.
34-25, Dixie State a 9-point lead, but UCCS had battled all the way back and cut it down to a 6-point game at 31-25, and Andre Wilson coming up big, and that's been kind of the calling card for this team. And you know, others go cold or they're frustrated or the defense is keeping others from scoring, and next man up, and that was Andre Wilson stepping up with a huge shot from the left wing to give Dixie State a shot in the arm and get their first. They were 1 for their last 12 before that field goal from the field, and so Dixie State desperately needed that, and hopefully that'll kind of pull the lid off just a little bit for the Trailblazers. Yeah,
it's what they needed. They needed to get a good look there. They got that from Andre Wilson, but now it's on the defensive end. They've got to do a better job defensively, just being smart. You know, they've done a good job with fouls. You know, they've drawn fouls. They've gone to the free throw line. They've done a good job of clawing back into this game, being smart with it.
Stain is at the line for a pair of free throws after the foul against UCCS. Makes the first one.
Great game, Frank Stain. Good. I mean,
he's got 14 already.
Solid half. You know, I mean, he's really done well. He's got 4 rebounds, 2 steals, just quality minutes there for Frank Stain.
He makes both free throws, and it's a double-digit lead again at 36-25, 3:33 to go until the break. Abdiday will fire a 3, a quick 3 from the left wing. It rims out, and an offensive foul on William Becker, fighting for the rebound, going over the top.
You talk about little things. That was a great block off. You know, got possession. It's one of those where Hunter Schofield has probably learned his lesson. You know, he's been called for one of those fouls earlier, a rebounding foul, and so doing a good job of blocking off and getting one himself.
First free throw from Schofield is off the back iron. Now Schofield, a couple of misses from the stripe tonight. This one will rattle around and fall through. Hunter with 4 points tonight. A 37-25 Dixie State lead. Pass inside for UCCS, and tip and taken away by Jacob Nichols. Trailblazers have a steal and want to push it the other way. Pass inside, Schofield missed it, and UCCS the rebound. A tip and another steal. Pass back ahead to Dason Youngblood in transition, and he'll lay it up and in.
Well, that was a great
6 points for Dason.
Awesome right there. Hunter Schofield he was expecting contact. It didn't come. He didn't quite get the basket, but coming back on defense. Heads up play, catching it and tipping it to a teammate.
Wong, three-point land straight away. He loses it, and it'll be a backcourt violation. A miscommunication between Wong and Jeff Kelly on a dribble handoff, and ball got away, and Kelly trying to say that Dason Youngblood tipped it, but the ball just got loose, and Wong knew it all along.
Well, he did the right thing.
Yeah.
You're trying to protect it, but yeah, you have a chance there, you know, for a loose ball, and you just got to be very careful. But I'll tell you one thing. I love this lineup right here. Frank Stain, you've got Nichols, Youngblood, Hunter Schofield, and Andre Wilson. This five has really responded to that Mountain Lion run.
Inbound pass to Youngblood. D-logo 40 feet from the basket, straight away. Now onto the left corner, Wilson will bounce inside to Nichols. One more pass to Stain, and 3 in the key. Nichols never got out of the key after making that pass.
He made the pass, and he had to go set a screen. He just got a little bit too far and found himself in the key. The screen was a little bit lower than he was hoping it.
2:25 to go until the break. Dixie State a 14-point lead. Wong. And an alley-oop for UCCS from Patrick Linney-Peckin to Padayat Wong.
You know, and as soon as they set that screen, all 3 Dixie State coaches knew what was coming. They could see that back pick coming on the weak side.
And Wong gets up high and throws it back down with both hands. 1:59 to go and a kicked ball. Dixie State with a 12-point lead still at 39-27.
We're talking like, this is it's such a letdown. But if you were to say you were up 12 with a minute to go, you'd feel really good.
Feel really good about how the game started. Schofield. Into the right corner, Wilson to Nichols. Fake the pass to the left corner. Drives inside. They say he traveled. He scored with contact. They're going to say that Nichols traveled.
That was a great fake by Nichols. I think he faked everybody on the floor.
Yep.
Awesome. You can see he catches it 2 feet. Fake.
1, 2,
3. It's a good
3.
call.
Yep.
Good call.
39-27. 1:35 to go. Wong cross-court pass. Here's Kelly, fires a 3. It rims out. Offensive rebound, Becker. It's tied up by Youngblood, and Dixie State has the arrow.
Good, solid defensive possession there for Dixie State. They got that energy back. You can see that they're flying around a little bit. They're active in the rebounds. You can see Jason Youngblood reaching in there and tying him up, doing a good job defensively. So, they had a little bit of a letdown, but you're seeing them respond very well.
Referee's going to have the mop crew come out onto the floor. He's kind of pointing out some spots. And he's going to get an ovation from the crowd and from the Dixie State bench. He's earning his meal tonight. Pass inside Schofield, high out the window and in with a foul. As Youngblood raced it up the floor, bounce inside to Schofield, and he scores with a foul.
We just paint that picture that the ball's out of bounds. It's out of bounds underneath the basket. There's plenty of time for people to get set up. Dacian Youngblood.
He's got to go the length of the floor.
Length of the floor like it was a fast break, bounce past to Hunter Schofield. So heads up play there by Dacian Youngblood.
And Schofield will miss the free throw. He's just 2 for 5 from the stripe tonight. Trailblazer lead is 14 once again, 41-27. Here's Wong. Swinging around Kelly, left wing. 15 to shoot, 1:08 on the game clock. Back into the left corner, Kelly for 3. Again, this one's short air ball, tipped around, it's loose. Staines got it from his knees, passes ahead to Andre Wilson. And Andre to Leighton Parker, back to Andre, right corner. Bouncing inside Schofield. Schofield kicking it out, ball is tipped out of his hands and out of bounds. And Hunter kind of reaching his eye like he might have got poked in the eye on that play. Pagankoff will check in for Andre Wilson with 47.1 seconds remaining on the game clock, 19 to shoot for Dixie State. Youngblood into Pagankoff, and he'll center it. Now angle back to the right. Swing it to Parker, open look for 3, left wing, bang! Leighton Parker, his first bucket of the night. 3-pointers brought to you by Mountain America. 17-point lead, 44-27.
Well, that's a 13-2 run in the last 3 minutes. A great way to close the half.
And then on the other end, called for a foul was Leighton Parker. And that will send, it's going to be Wong to the line for a pair of free throws. Wong, a 69% free throw shooter.
Look at this lineup right here. This is an interesting lineup for Dixie State with Jack Pagankoff, Leighton. You got Dacian Youngblood, Hunter Schofield, and Frank Staines. So, you've got 3 guards. You've got Frank Staines probably playing the 4 for the first time this year, and Hunter Schofield. So a big lineup adjustment for Dixie State. Very rarely do you see them with those 3 guards on the floor at the same time.
Wong will make the first free throw. He's got one more. On the way, tapped out. And Frank Stain going to get called for a foul, loose ball foul going for the rebound.
Well, we talked about Frank Stain playing the 4. He's not used to that kind of position. There's no excuse. He definitely should have had that box out, but there's definitely a little bit of a learning curve here for Frank Stain.
Becker misses the first free throw. William Becker, a 47% free throw shooter. 23.5 seconds remaining. Shot clock is off. Becker will have one more free throw. Shot is too strong. Leighton Parker the rebound. Boy, Jacob Nichols nearly stepped into the lane on that free throw. He's able to balance and stay on his toes and not fall in. Trailblazers have it. 13 seconds to play. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds until halftime. Pagankoff, right wing. Passes inside Schofield. One dribble, layup. Yes, with 3 seconds remaining. Becker will pass it in, and that will end the first half of play as Hunter Schofield scores to give Dixie State an 18-point lead. The Trailblazers will close the half on a 15-3 run over the last 4:11 of the first half. 46-28, as we do every time before the halftime break. Brought to you by Seven Oaks Jewelers. Mike, quick hitter thoughts on this one before we take the break.
Definitely a half of runs. You saw Dixie jump out to a 20-3 run. UCCS answer. The Mountain Lions came roaring back, cut it to 8, I believe. And then Dixie closing the half on a 15-3 run the last 4 minutes. So definitely a game of runs. It was up and down for both teams.
Back and forth inside the Burns Arena right now. Trailblazers lead at 46-28 at the half. We'll take a full 5-minute halftime break. We'll come back with the Seven Oaks Jewelers halftime report. We'll give you the numbers. We'll break it all down. We'll revisit our Lonnie Boys Barbecue keys to the game, let you know how the Trailblazers have done, and then take a look at what the Trailblazers need to do to finish this one off and get to 6-0 in our MAC play. 5-minute timeout and back to the Burns on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
You know, we may have started out small, but we were great. Families and fans rallied behind their team. The community cared, and everyone showed up to cheer. Now, we're bigger than ever. Dixie State is going to Division I.
Here we go in transition, and he throws it down with one hand.
But at the end of the day, it's the community and fans that make us great. Whether you give $5 or 1,000, every dollar, every seat in the stands, every one of you can help blaze our trail to Division I athletics, because this is our team.
Here's your baby. Okay. Still, I'm not breathing.
Let's go. Take the ball out there.
Dixie State Athletics would like to thank the following sponsors: the Boulevard Home Furnishing, Cache Valley Bank, Camping World, Dax Trucking, Dixie Direct, Fabulous Freddy's, Wesselton Company, Nets on Fire, Power Image, and Premier Car and Truck. The Brooks Buddies Kids Club is the official kids club of DSU Athletics. Sign up today for free admission to all DSU Athletics home events, birthday greetings from Brooks, and to meet DSU student athletes, coaches, and more. To sign up, visit DixieAthletics.com. Thank you, Chick-fil-A, for being a proud sponsor of our Brooks Buddies Kids Club. Dixie State Athletics would like to thank the following hotel and residential housing partners: Courtyard by Marriott, Desert Garden Inn, Dixie Residential Life, Holiday Inn, Quality Inn, Red Lion, True Hoop, Vintage, Wingate.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State a 46-28 lead. And I just had a visit from Dixie State great Josh Fuller. Finished up his career here at Dixie State a couple of years ago. And it's great to see the alumni and the graduates of this men's basketball program come back through and say they all love to come back and watch. Word on the street is that Brandon Simister, Dixie State point guard, great from a couple of years ago. We were told the other day that he listens to and watches to every game. So Brandon, if you're out there listening or watching this game tonight, thanks for watching, man. We miss having you out here on the floor and hope everything's going well for you. Where the Trailblazers an 18-point lead at the half in this one, and we welcome you inside the Seven Oaks Jewelers halftime report. We'll give you the numbers. Carrick Segler and Mike Olson with you inside the halftime report. Mike had to step away for just a moment, but he'll rejoin me in a few moments. Dixie State, you'll take this all day long, 50% from the field the first half, 16 of 32, 4 of 8 from downtown, another 50% clip, and then 10 of 15 from the free throw line, 66% from the free throw line for the Trailblazers in the first half. The Trailblazers go 13 assists on 16 made baskets, so you like that. That ratio, 13 assists, 6 turnovers, probably a little high. You want to keep that turnover total under 10 for the game. So you're at 6 right now. If you double that, you're at 12. So now you're putting some pressure on yourself to keep that under 10 in this half. But they did change from the man-to-man to the zone, the 2-3 zone defense, and that wreaked a little bit of havoc for Dixie State as it was a game of runs back and forth. Of course, Dixie State opened up the 20-3 lead early, and then they fought back. Back and forth it went. To where UCCS was able to cut it down to just a 31-25, a 6-point lead. And then Andre Wilson hit a huge three from the left wing to get it back to 34-25. And then the Trailblazers closed the half on the heels. That sparked the run. Dixie State closed the half on a 15-3 run over the last 4 minutes of the half to take the 46-28 lead. And basketball is a game of runs. It's back and forth, certainly is. Dixie State was able to weather the storm after the UCCS switching up the defense. Wreaked a little bit of havoc with that 2-3 zone, and welcome Mike Olson back to the broadcast. And Mike was just talking about how game of runs, UCCS switched up their defense, kind of slowed Dixie State down for a little bit, but then Dixie State figured it out, went back on another 15-3 run, and it's an 18-point game at the half. And for the most part, they had a little bit of a lull, but couldn't have asked for much better performance in the first half for Dixie State.
No, I think the early, when you look at big plays, an early catering concept play of the game, I think right now has got to go to that Andre Wilson 3. That was such a critical shot. You know, you talked about that zone. It was really changing the way Dixie approached that half, and it threw him off a little bit. And Coach Judkins made a few substitutions and made a few adjustments, and Andre Wilson stepped up and hit that 3, and that really sparked that late run by Dixie State. So that's an early option right there for the catering concepts play of the game.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at our first half highlights, and I'm sure that 3 will certainly be part of them. But our first half highlights, Dixie State got off to a great, and it was Frank Stain knocking in the 3 from the right wing, and he had another basket. I mean, anytime Frank can start hot, it's good. Hunter had a good runner there. Hunter Schofield in the lane, and then Frank hitting another 3 from the right wing. Anytime you see Frank hit his first couple of shots, it's a good sign for Dixie State.
Yeah, it's, Cameron Chatwin had 3 fouls, but that was a great bucket for Cameron.
Dason Youngblood. This was the pick and roll. Ball got a little bit loose, but Jared was able to scoop back in, and he had 6 points in the first half. Those are big points. Jack Pagankoff, Dixie State really needed a bucket when they hit that shot as well, a jumper in the lane. And then here's Andres Wilson's 3 from the left wing, our leading candidate right now for catering concepts play of the game. Dason Youngblood broke free. He had a dunk the other night, so the crowd got a little excited when he got free, but he did the smart thing, laid it up. There's your dunk for the first half, an alley-oop for UCCS as Wong threw it back down. And this was that play where Dason Youngblood kind of caught UCCS off guard, kind of sleeping a little bit. He raced up the floor, bounced into Hunter, and he scored it. And there it is from the other angle. Got an and 1 for that.
Great half there by Dixie State. I think Coach Judkins saw a lot out of his team. He saw a great start. They let it up a little bit, but then they came back, got back to what they were doing. They made some adjustments. I'm sure in the locker room right now they're talking about balance. They're talking about court awareness, and hey, we have to recognize what defense they're in, and we're good. If they're in a man-to-man, let's run our stuff and execute. If they're in a zone, that's fine too. Let's be patient. Let's run our zone offense. We don't need to panic. We don't need to get worried and just execute our stuff. There's not one thing out here that UCCS has done that Dixie has not been ready for. The problem is they're just kind of catching them off guard a little bit with when they're doing it. So I think these halftime adjustments for Dixie State is going to be, once again, handle the press, get into the half-court offense, man-to-man or zone, make them pay for it, get a pass up a good shot for a better shot, keep playing together, passing the ball. I love the fact that they finished 4 turnovers. Dixie finished the half on 4, was it 6? 6 turnovers.
6 turnovers. So,
and they played 12 minutes with only 2 turnovers. So did a very good job of handling the ball and doing a good job of taking care of it and maximizing each possession.
If we look back and take a look at our Lonnie Boys Barbecue keys to the game, it was win the 4-minute battles, and certainly they won most. I think there was a couple. There was a run where UCCS,
the third one,
that got back in the game, cut it down to 6, and then Dixie State turned it back on. And so, of those 4-minute battles, Dixie State lost only one of those. Maximized each possession. Dixie State with 6 turnovers, so not turning the ball over too much. And like you said, a couple turnovers late, otherwise it would have been under 5, and Dixie State would have had a great chance to finish this game under 10. And so that was that second key to the game, maximize each possession. And then the last one was win the war of the boards. Dixie State a 20-18 lead on the boards right now, including 6-5 on the offensive glass. And the Trailblazers, so if you grade those out, Dixie State has been doing a fantastic job so far on those Lonnie Boys Barbecue keys to the game. It's Frank Stain with 15 points, 8 points for Hunter Schofield, 6 points for Jared Green and Dason Youngblood, 3 points each for Jack Pagankoff and Andre Wilson, as well as Leighton Parker, and 2 points for Cameron Chapman. That'll do it for our Seven Oaks Jewelers halftime report. We'll take a 90-second timeout, and come right back with the second half on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State a 46-28 lead. Thanks for tuning in throughout tonight's broadcast. And thanks Seven Oaks Jewelers sponsoring our halftime report and all of our sponsors, and especially Camping World, our scoreboard sponsor. Trailblazers a 46-28 lead on the Camping World scoreboard as we start the second half. Both teams back to the original starters. And UCCS with the first possession of the second half. Here we go, underway. Here's Wong, left corner. 19 to shoot, plenty of time still. They give it to Burke. Now out to Avdide, left wing three on the way and in. Good start for UCCS, patient. They work the ball around and Avdide splashes in the three.
That was a scripted first play. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. They were patient, just like you said, and waited for that opportunity and caught Dixie on a miscommunication on a switch that led to that open shot.
46-31, Dixie State by 15. First possession of the second half now for Dixie State. Youngblood, path cut off, so he goes to the baseline, tries to pass into Green, and it's tipped out of bounds by Avdide. Dixie State will have 4 seconds to find a shot. Pagankoff to trigger baseline left side. Bounces into Hunter Schofield with 3. I'm not sure if he sees the shot clock. Spins, floats with the right, it's short, and the rebound to UCCS.
They got the shot they wanted, just wasn't able to hit it.
Wong quickly up the other way, and a foul against Jack Pagankoff as Wong had Jack on his heels, and he's able to get the contact and the foul, and one for Wong. He's got 11 points tonight, and he'll have a chance to make it 12, and the lead's down to 13.
We talked about earlier how Wong's a tough guy to guard. He's athletic, he's good off the dribble, but he's got a decent shot, so you've got to respect that. He's just a very tough matchup for whoever's guarding him.
Wong misses the free throw. Dason Youngblood the rebound. Dribbles up the floor. Finds himself open at the free throw line, so he fires, and it's too strong. And back the other way. Goddess inside. He's fouled, and free throws coming. Who's this one on? Hunter Schofield.
Carrick, we talked in the first half how good the transition defense was. That's twice now we've seen Dixie not quite get back in time, and they're really pushing the ball, but there wasn't a lot of contact on that. I think that was a call that probably would have not been called the first half. So players need to now make adjustment. They're going to call those little contact fouls, especially in transition.
Goddess will miss the free throw. And he'll have one more. 72% free throw shooter is Goddess this season. And tonight is 2 for 5 from the stripe. Knocks that one in, make it 3 for 6. 6 points for Goddess. And a 46-34 Dixie State lead, a 12-point advantage with 18:43 to go. Pagankoff will set up the offense straight away. Now to Schofield, deep 2, free throw line extended for Hunter Schofield. He splashes it home.
He's so comfortable with that mid-range jumper. He comes off that screen and he's ready. That's a high percentage shot there for Hunter Schofield.
48-34, Dixie State by 14. Here's Burke. Top of the key, Avdide. Drives inside, and he dribbled off his own foot and out of bounds, turned it over.
Somebody got their hand in there, a nice little reach in that knocked the ball off of his knee. So a very good heads-up play by somebody. Couldn't see who it was, but the replay, Dason Youngblood. Great heads-up play there. Good hands by Dason Youngblood to get the tip without the foul.
Give that man a steal for that play.
Yes.
18:08 to go. Dixie State, a 14-point lead. Stain catches on the left wing. Bounces to Schofield. Operating baseline left side. Did he travel or did he step out of bounds? Travel.
We saw Hunter Schofield come off that baseline screen on the ball side. He found himself just a little bit too low, so he had to shuffle his feet to try to get position to go up and shoot. It's awkward when you try to go shoot, but you're behind the backboard. He shuffled his feet, and a good call there by the officials.
17:45 remaining in regulation. Dixie State a 14-point lead at 48-34. Here's Burke. Tipped and nearly taken away by Jack Pagankoff. Instead, it goes back the other way. And Avdide knocks in a 3 for UCCS. Dixie State coaches were clamoring for a foul from Ed Burke. They felt like they threw Jack Pagankoff to the floor. And we go inside, a pick and roll.
Pick and roll
Hunter Schofield lays it up and in the other way.
solid pick and roll. Great pass. That little bounce pass on that screen and roll. Such a high percentage shot for Dixie State.
UCCS with possession. Wong passing the inline off of Frank Stain. They say kicked it. They will. Coach Judkins trying to argue it's not a reset. The referee saying he kicked the ball. And UCCS with possession. Avdide will lob into Burke, has to chase it all the way back down to the timeline. Gives the Goddess, leaves the ground in the lane, has to pass it away, and he turns it over. Good defense by Dixie State. Turnover, and they'll get the ball back.
A great interior defense right there. You know, they stayed their ground. They weren't jumping. They were very grounded. Did a very good job of communicating and doing a better job of protecting the paint. You know, UCCS has gone on that run with a lot of points in the paint. Dixie doing a better job of containing it.
Pagenkopf into the lane, behind the back, can't get it to go. He'll have free throws. We would have had another candidate for a Catering Concepts play of the game on our hands if he'd have made that one. We'll take another look at it. One dribble, two dribbles, behind the back to get away from Burke, and then goes up, hangs, scoop shot off the window, and it just would not crawl over the rim. He'll make the first free throw.
It's a big-time move right there. You know, it's the type of move you practice on the playground all the time. A kid growing up, you try to bust one of those out on your friend once in a while. But to do that in a game of this caliber, you know, it's confidence. It's Jack Pagenkopf that knows he can do it. Too bad he couldn't convert.
He makes both free throws. Jack with 5 points tonight. And it's a 52-37 Dixie State lead with 16:33 to go. Avdide for UCCS. Set things up the other way. Comithier inside looking for Becker, and a whistle and a foul called against Hunter Schofield.
That's a big one. That's his third.
Third.
You know, Coach Judkins has got a decision. Going to let him play with three, or he's going to go with Cameron Chatwin here for a few minutes.
And he's signaling over to the bench. He didn't want to come out. He said, I'm good.
Well,
leave me in. And
with 16-22, got a media coming up, so that's a smart move there by Coach Judkins.
Comithier inside. The putback, no, but a whistle rings out again. As it's Becker that's fouled again, and this time it's Cameron Chatwin, and that's going to be 4 on Cameron Chatwin.
You know, this is where you love the depth of Dixie State. You know, Hunter Schofield picks one up, and you can go with Cameron Chatwin. Cameron Chatwin picks one up, and you can go with Nichols. You still got Jared Green. I mean, there's a lot of depth inside for Dixie State.
Becker will miss the free throw off the right side. $16-18 to go. We were talking during the halftime break that, you know, Cam Chatwin only played 5 minutes in the first half, and we didn't remember picking up 3 fouls in the first half, but he did, and picks up number 4 there. Becker will get that shot to go. 52-38, Dixie State, 14-point lead. Approaching the under 16 media. 16:05 remaining. Here's Pagenkopf, the right elbow. Shake and bake and loses. Stolen by Wong, the RMAC leader in steals. Over to Avdide, back to Wong. Wong averaging nearly 3 steals per game. He'll drive the baseline and he's fouled. 5-1 foul count. And the foul's against Nichols. 15:48 to go. Dixie State a 14-point lead. 52-38. Dixie State on top by 14, 60-second timeout and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the Trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
52-38, Dixie State a 14-point lead with 15:48 remaining here in the second half. Trailblazers for the first 4 minutes of this half, 2 of 4 from the field, 50%. They're continuing to be 50% from the field for the game at 18 of 36. For UCCS, they're 3 of 4 from the field, 75% clip over the first 4 minutes. And UCCS has been aggressive, getting inside. And it's a 5-1 foul count, but there is contact down there. And that's the UCCS game plan. Clearly, this half is get inside and create contact.
You know, and we also talked about how important rebounds were. It's exactly tied, 21 rebounds apiece. Rebounding is critical to the last 15:48 of this game.
It'll be Abdi-Day to trigger baseline right side. Into Becker. Becker out to Lenny Peckin. To Wong. Behind the back dribble, loses, and it's stolen or tipped away at least by Jacob Nichols. The ball eventually gets tied up, and that was a diving effort by Jacob Nichols to tap that ball away.
I love that effort. You know, he's just playing hard. You know, it's a 50-50 ball. Wayne lost it just a little bit, and Jacob Nichols there to get the hustle play.
15:36 remaining. 52-38, a Dixie State lead. The Trailblazers with possession. Try to go on a little run here and create a little bit more separation. Nichols to Frank Stain. Wilson. Shot is blocked by Becker, and Becker comes down with it. Pass ahead to Wong, and he'll drive coast to coast. Missed it, and Jared Green trailing the play, snares the rebound. Hands off to Pagankoff. Into the left corner. Wilson fakes. Now to Green. Pump fake, spinning back left, and it's stripped out of his hands and it's loose. Wong with it again. Pass ahead to Lenny Peckin, and it's tipped out of bounds by Dixie State. A wild sequence.
You got to love Jack's hustle there. You know, sprinting down the middle of the court.
He was down the court every time.
He running right down the middle of the court, but he had the awareness to get his hand out and get a tip. So, you know, I think that tip right there prevented a fast break.
And it looks like Frank Stain is going to come off the floor, replaced by Leighton Parker. Kind of jammed a finger or hand or something on that last play. Hopefully he can get back into the game and he's okay. UCCS with possession. Wong left wing. Let's get past to the right wing, Commithier. Commithier back to Wong. Got to Becker. Becker to Abdi-Day. To Wong. Left wing. A pump fake. Drives inside. Hang shot blocked by Jared Green. Green comes down with it. Hands off to Pagankoff. He's one-on-one with Abdi-Day. Passes to Parker. Back to Wilson. Steps into a three left wing. Short. And Wong the rebound. Wong pass ahead to Becker. One dribble. Stripped away by Wilson. Regains. Kicks out Commithier. Right wing. Drives inside. Now Becker. Kick it out to Lenny Peckin. Lenny Peckin. Jumper in the lane. No. And a whistle and a foul on the loose ball again. It's Jacob Nichols. 6 fouls called against Dixie State already. We're not even 6 full minutes into the second half.
You know, a lot of those fouls are coming in rebounds. You know, they're either not blocking off, or in this one right here, you can see the shot goes up, goes off the rim. It's tipped a little bit. That was the one right before that. I don't know where the foul is. Maybe they got him for
a push maybe
off,
a small push
low, yeah.
in the back. 14-10 remaining. One thing's for sure, Dixie State getting their money's worth in the foul department tonight. Abdi-Day. Left side jumper, no, but it's tapped back in by Wong. Check that, it was Lenny Peckin with the tip. A foul against UCCS on the way back up the floor.
And when you look at Wong's our leading scorer right now with 11. He's 4 for 8 from the field, 0 for 2 from the three-point line. You see Dixie respecting that drive, going to make him hit a three before they allow him to beat him on the dribble again.
Schofield looking inside of Newbold. Newbold seemed to have the position, but Schofield wasn't comfortable throwing the pass. Instead, they work it back around, back into Hunter Schofield, and he's fouled on a layup attempt. 2 free throws coming for Hunter Schofield.
Another good move by Hunter Schofield. He's really good at filling the defense. He knows where he's at. He can fill the defender, and he does a good job of going to either his right or left shoulder. That time drawing the foul and very close to picking up a 2-and-1.
Misses the first free throw. Schofield, a 76% free throw shooter this season. Tonight is 2 for 7 from the stripe. Second one on the way, and he misses both. 52-40. Dixie State a 12-point lead. And then Hunter's going to pick up his 4th foul on the other end of the floor, trying to close out on a defender.
It looked a little like a frustration foul. Hunter Schofield walking off the floor, holding his arm. That's the second time he's held that shoulder, that arm, and I think he's mad at himself for missing the free throw. Coming back, saw a chance to go get the ball and make a play, and got whistled for a foul. You hate to see one of your leading scorers, one of your best post players, pick up his 4th foul 40 feet from the basket.
First free throw for Jeff Kelly is up and in, the front end of the 1-and-1.
We saw that right there, our TV viewers, that catch isn't going to hurt Dixie State. He's a little bit late getting there, and if he allows Kelly to catch that, that's okay, but it hurts him to pick up a foul that far away.
Kelly makes both free throws. He's got 7, and it's a 10-point game, 52-42. Dixie State going through one of those lulls. Wilson to the left side, and Parker. Parker to Jack Paganikoff. A 3 left wing is too short. And the rebound to Avdide. Avdide will bounce to Kelly. Kelly into the corner. They'll swing it back around left side. Lenny Peckin. To the key Commithier. Commithier to Burke. Loses, regains, spins away, and floats it up. No, missed it. He's fouled.
That's big. I mean, that 8th team foul, they're going to be shooting the rest of the 12:54. Those fouls are really going to hurt Dixie State. It's been the difference this half.
First free throw is up and off the left side for Ed Burke.
See, he got beat, and he was trying to come back and contest the shot. If he just gap him just a little bit, and when they do that little switch right there, he's got to communicate a little bit, talk about Josh Newbold, and keep him in front of him and not let him beat him with the dribble.
Burke will make the second free throw, and a timeout called on the floor. It'll stretch to immediate timeout. 12:54 to go. Dixie State a 52-43 lead. It's below 10. We'll take a 60-second timeout and come back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, good. You played before, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's all state in high school.
Good. Let's run some routes. Give me a post route.
All right, let's do it.
We may not always play good, but when we want to look good, we come to the Dixie State campus store.
Located on the 2nd floor of the Gardner Center. We'll see you there.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
.12:54 to go in the second half. Dixie State a 52-43 lead. Trailblazers have gone 3 minutes and 44 seconds without scoring. It's a current 6-0 run for UCCS, and meanwhile Dixie State's one of his last 4 from the field.
Hey, look at that. UCCS shot 20. They've shot 25 free throws. The game Dixie's 19. At this point, Kirk, when you're up 9, second half, 12 minutes to go, you don't need steals. You need stops. And you look at the last few fouls by Dixie State. They're going for steals. They need stops right now a lot more important than they need steals. If they're playing behind, yeah, you can gamble and try to go for some steals. But right now, they just need stops.
Pagankoff kicks to Parker. Back to Jack in the right corner. Pagankoff accelerates, hangs, draws some contacts, flips it back up off the window and in. No foul call, but he'll take the bucket. 7 points for Jack Pagankoff and a big bucket there.
A really big move there by Jack Pagankoff. He's very crafty when he gets inside right there.
54-43 and a travel. Wong traveled on the other end of the floor. 12:21 to go, and Dixie State will get it back. And this is what happened when Andre Wilson made that three in the first half. Weather the storm, and then find a big bucket like Pagankoff, and we'll see if Dixie State can snowball it into a run of their own. Youngblood back to Pagankoff. A screen from Green, drives to the right side, pulls up, 17-footer off the back iron. He does chase down his own rebound. Follow your shot, kids.
He did it so calmly. He missed the shot.
Just taking a walk in the park.
Ran through there and picked up the ball and set up the offensive game.
To Green, 9 to shoot for Dixie State. Parker, 15-footer right side, short. Wong goes up high and traps it against the backboard and then brings it down. We're under 12s and the media timeout coming next whistle, which is right now. Pagankoff with a tip. It's there. Coach Judkins arguing that it should be their ball, but Pagankoff got a hand on it.
Yeah.
The ball clearly changed direction on the way up the floor. So 11:39 to go. Dixie State a 54-43 lead. We see Jack touched it with his hand, and it's out of bounds. It'll stay with UCCS. 54-43, 60-second timeout and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
All right, Monroe, you ready? Monroe. Here we go, the butterfly. Ready? Ooh.
All right, man, I need you to go deep.
All right, I'll catch this one, I promise. Post route, back of the end zone.
Got it, let's do it.
We may not always play good, but when we want to look good, we come to the Dixie State campus store.
Located on the second floor of the Gardner Center. We'll see you there.
(54-43). Carrick Segmiller, Mike Olson with you inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State basketball live on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. It's CEC TV, Radio Dixie 91.3 FM, and the Dixie State Stretch Internet portal. Appreciate you making us part of your night. Of course, the back-to-back we've got tonight. We've got Colorado School of Mines in town. We'll give you an update from Salt Lake City. It was a one-score game in the first half, but late in the second, Westminster has taken a 57-46 lead over Colorado School of Mines with 7:15 to go. Of course, Colorado School of Mines is here tomorrow night. Abdi Day to inbound for UCCS out of the timeout. 11:38 remaining. Wong, catch and shoot three, left wing, and it's in. Rattles it home. Miscommunication or a missed assignment somewhere as Wong was left wide open.
He's a real good player, you know. He's solid. 11 points tonight, 14 points on 5 of 9 shooting, 1 for 3 from downtown.
Pagankoff dribbles around in the right corner and then stops and pops a three and knocks it in. Three-pointers brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. Makes a three, and then Coach Judkins calls a timeout. And that's clearly to talk about what happened defensively before that three-point make.
Yeah, I mean, he's talking to Jason Youngblood about what happened with the miscommunication on that last possession where Wayne got open. It looks like he was looking for a switch or something happened. There was a little bit of a miscommunication, but right away, Coach Judkins wanted to get that squared away very quickly. This is our third timeout. We haven't even played 2 minutes. You know, since we've had 3 timeouts in 2 minutes. So that shows you both coaches, very strategic. You know, they know what's at stake here with 11:16 to go. There's a lot of gamesmanship going on right now. Coaches working their tails off, putting their teams in position to win this ballgame.
(11:16 to play). Dixie State A 57-46 lead after a huge Mountain America Credit Union three-pointer by Jack Pagankoff, and Jack's got 10 points now after the make. Back in play we go. Here's Wong. Moving for Commithier. Abdide. Back to Wong. Wong dribble through the legs, swing it back to Abdide. 8 to shoot, fires a 3, misses off the right side, and Jacob Nichols the rebound. Outlet pass to Pagankoff. Jack surveys his options, kicks it back. Nichols bounces inside, threads the needle to Jared Green. He gets to the bucket and scores with a foul. They're going to say he traveled. Wipe it off the board. Jared Green traveled before he got the ball off on the window.
Oh, it's a great post right there. You saw him great position. He kind of lost handle, but again, he's underneath the basket. You know, and that's going to be an emphasis, I'm sure, tomorrow in film and in practice next week. That's twice we've seen Dixie their post players too far underneath the basket and have to shuffle their feet to get better position.
10:30 to play. Dixie State 11-point advantage, 57-46. Commithier. Top of the key to Kelly. Back to Wong. 40 feet from the bucket, standing in the Bison head and the D logo. Wong drives inside. It's tipped, taken away. It is loose now. Shot clock down to 3. Abdide doesn't see it. Pass to Kelly, and he's blocked by Jacob Nichols. A shot clock violation.
That's great heads-up play. You know, Jack Pagankoff got the tip. You know, tipped it back to half court, and by the time Wayne got it, the shot clock was down under 10, and just couldn't find the rhythm. But, you know, Jacob Nichols doing a very good job of getting in position to pick up the block. You know, as soon as the whistle went, you were worried that they were going to call
maybe a foul.
Jacob Nichols did a great job keeping both feet on the ground, both hands straight up. Very good defense there as a team for Dixie State.
Well, Pagankoff was aware of the shot clock all the way as Pagankoff will drive inside. Bounces to Frank Stain. He'll get to the bucket. High off the window and in. Haven't seen Frank for a little while, but he checks back in and gets a bucket immediately. 17 points for Frank Stain and a 59-46 Dixie State lead. Abdide for 3 the other way, and he buries it.
Well, there it is. He's good coming off those screens. You know, we saw the possession before. He came off a screen to get a shot at the top. This time, same play, just on the right wing, coming off a screen for another three-point look.
59-49. Stain to Youngblood. Dace into the free throw line. Back to Frank. An open look for 3 left wing. Pushed it off the right side. It's loose. Pagankoff is pushed to the ground, and they're going to call a foul on Padilla Wang.
Jack Pagankoff is all over the floor. You know, how many times tonight have we said a tip by Jack Pagankoff? You know, sometimes you don't get the steals, but it's those little tips like that, going after the ball and those loose balls that it doesn't show up in a stat sheet anywhere, but Jack Pagankoff doing an excellent job tracking that ball down and playing the passing lanes and being active enough to create some turnovers for his team.
Trailblazers with it. Youngblood trying to go pick and roll with Jared Green. Went no look on the pass. He threw it away. And the steal. Here come the Mountain Lions the other way. Here's Goddess. Pass up a 3 in the left corner. Instead, he'll pass it back out to Wong. And the Mountain Lions reset. Abdide, a couple of dribbles and then fires a 3 and misses badly off the left side. Dason Youngblood the rebound. He'll push it up the floor. Drives inside. Misses. The putback from Nichols misses. And the ball falls into the hands of Wong. And here come the Mountain Lions. A lob and an alley-oop play as Commithier didn't have quite enough to jump up and dunk it, but he caught it and scored it. And it's an 8-point game, 59-51 with 8:20 to go. Green, deep 2, straight away, and it rims out. UCCS the rebound. Pass ahead, Commithier again missed it. And Dixie State the rebound. And Jack is fouled on his way up the floor by Avdide. The 5th team foul of the half against UCCS, and that brings us to the under 8 media timeout. Strap on your seatbelts. We've got a good one. 7:56 to go. Dixie State trailing 59-51. 60-second timeout and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside without lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, fun shine, pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
1, 2, 3, 4. 0.52 kilograms.
This graph is square.
Pretty close.
Artemisia is all the sage brushes, but there's your needle and thread. Which one is this?
Come down. Perfect. Great. Sodium carbonate.
7:56 to play. Dixie State a 59-51 lead. To this point, Dixie State has been able to weather each storm and each UCCS run, but now it's down to 8, the lowest that it's been since it was 6 late in the second half, and we'll see how Dixie State responds here with 7:56 to go. It has a feel like Dixie State should be up by more than just 8, but UCCS quietly creeping and chipping away at this lead, and it's a single-digit lead at 8, and if Dixie State's not careful, they could see themselves in a 1 or 2 possession game down the stretch.
Well, they led 46-28, the largest lead. They've led the whole game. I'll tell you, a key there is those fouls. You know, Dixie's had to play a lot of minutes without Hunter Schofield or Cameron Chatwin, both in foul trouble. And so having those two guys back on the floor, they're fresh. You know, you had great minutes by Jared Green, but he's tired. He had to play a lot filling in for those two guys sitting on the bench with foul trouble.
Back in play we go. We got Chatwin and Schofield in with 4 fouls each. Andre Wilson, a 3 right wing, no. Offensive rebound, Chatwin to Hunter Schofield. Left elbow jumper, no. Offensive rebound, Cameron Chatwin. Right on cue.
That's what we're talking about. You know, they had been out-rebounded offensively until that moment where Cameron Chatwin got 2 offensive rebounds.
Stain bounces to Schofield, and he loses. A turnover. Here comes Wong, and he pushes off on Hunter Schofield on his way up the floor, and an offensive foul called. And Wong can't believe it, but it's absolutely the right call. Full extension on the arm and the back of Hunter Schofield. He thought he got away with it. You can see it right there, the arm extended fully.
Well, and the referee's in great position to see that. He was trailing the play. He was back at a great angle, and you're right. You know, he got called. Maybe not a call the first half. You know, maybe that's let that go, but certainly that was an easy call right there.
Wong picks up the foul, his 4th, and that is huge. Wong playing with 4 fouls. He's still in the game. Schofield shot is blocked. It's loose into the hands of Chatwin. Another offensive rebound to Pagankoff, and they say he traveled. And with that, Jeff Kelly is able to check in for Wong.
Well, good ball movement there by Dixie State. And, you know, you saw it in and out, and you know they're trying to go down low to their big guys. It's tough. You know, for Hunter Schofield and Cameron Chatwin to sit that long, you know, you get a little bit tight, you're out of your rhythm. It's going to take them a few minutes to get going.
And then UCCS a turnover. Dixie State's got it. That ball slipped right through the hands of Becker. Wilson will bounce into Chatwin. Reverse from right to left is fouled, so he couldn't even get the shot on frame, but he'll get 2 free throws. The foul goes against Parker Gaddis.
Okay, Cameron Chatwin doing a good job, you know, in quality minutes. It's tough. It's frustrating. You know, you sit on the bench that long and wonder when you're going to get your chance. You're just aching to get back into the game and making the most of his minutes. And it's going to be key for Dixie State to get these 2 big guys going. You know, you've got to get them good looks at the basket. You know, he's getting some good offensive rebounds, a good move right there with a shot fake up and under. If they can get those 2 going, I think it's enough to extend this lead right there and pick up a win for Dixie State.
Chatwin misses the first free throw. We'll have 1 more. Try to get this lead back out to 9 on the way in. Chatwin with 3 points. 60-51, Dixie State a 9-point lead, 6:35 remaining. Comithier gives to Gaddis. Through the legs dribble to the left side, Comithier back to Gaddis straight away. Touch pass around the horn inside now Becker. Kicking it back out into the right corner, and Jeff Kelly splashes home a 3. Kelly's got 10 points, and it's a 6-point game again.
Well, you
60-54.
You can't let them get their confidence, Carrick. I mean, they're playing from behind now. They're starting to smell it a little bit. That here's their opportunity. So they've got to find those shooters and extend their defense a little bit.
Pagenkopf with 6 minutes remaining here in regulation. He'll step into a three to try to answer it. Rims out, rattles home, but then bounces back out. And here comes UCCS the other way. Kelly, another three, wide open, and he hits it. It's a 3-point game. Jeff Kelly has 13 points.
Again, that was deep. It's a deep shot, but that's that confidence again. I mean, they've battled back. They've been down. They're fighting back. Now Dixie's got to answer it.
11-1 run for UCCS over the last 4:05. Shot clock at 10. Here's Jack Pagenkopf with 9, with 8 to Andre Wilson, right wing three to answer. Bang! The second huge shot of the night by Andre Wilson. Yeah, he's got 6 points, and they've all been from beyond the arc, and that is a huge bucket from Wilson. Here's Gaddis in UCCS. 4:55 to go, Dixie State. A 6-point lead. Gaddis, right wing. Shot clock to 7. He stops, pops a mid-range jumper left side, and a whistle and a foul. And it's going to go against Dixie State. It's Jack Pagenkopf.
That's a tough one. I'm a little bit confused on what he's calling. He called the foul on Jack Pagenkopf for pushing him out of bounds, but it looks like he's blocking off. I don't know what the officials saw, but Jack was just trying to get in position to block off. He's a guard blocking off a 6'9" center, and he's just trying to get low and use his body.
Yeah.
I think you chalk that up just a bad angle. The official saw maybe him trying to block.
It looked like he may have had his right hand around the right leg of William Becker, and maybe to the official from that angle, it looked like he was kind of hooking around his leg and pulling back a little bit. The front end of the 1-and-1 is no good. He had to foul somebody. He picked the right person to foul. 63-57. Dixie State a 6-point lead with 4:35 remaining. Pagenkopf to Wilson. He traveled.
Mountain Lions back to that 2-3 zone. They switched a few possessions ago. They go back to that 2-3 zone. Dixie's won for their last 8. So they're struggling to find that rhythm offensively.
More travels tonight than I remember the rest of the season combined. Yeah. Wong will step into a three left wing. He missed it badly. Ricochets off the backboard and off the rim, but UCCS able to chase down the offensive rebound. Kelly to Avdude. Guarded by Chatwin. Inside, missed it. And the rebound to Hunter Schofield, and he's fouled by William Becker. His 4th.
Hunter Schofield doing a good job of contesting that shot. I love that he didn't go for the block. You can see he just went straight up. He went up to contest it. Did a good job of altering the shot. Wasn't worried about getting a block shot. Did a great job, great defensive play that led to his team coming down here, picking up another foul. Leads us to that 4-minute media timeout.
4 minutes remaining. Dixie State 63, UCCS 57. Let's take just a 30-second timeout, just a 30, and come right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
I got you right where I want you. I make this one, it's over. I win.
No pressure. Bring it.
We may not always play good, but when we want to look good, we come to the Dixie State campus store.
Located on the 2nd floor of the Gardner Center. We'll see you there.
Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Trailblazers lead at 63-57. And Andre Wilson has himself 2 separate catering concept play of the game candidates. A 3-point shot in each half. And that's the 6 points that he had tonight. But when you've needed someone to step up and have a run-stopping 3, it's been him in each half, and the Trailblazers lead by 6.
Yeah, it's a big 6. The last 4 minutes. We talk about the 4-minute battles, Carrick. It comes down to exactly 4 minutes. Dixie has a 6-point lead. 4 minutes to go. They've kind of found that rhythm offensively. They can expect, the Mountain Lions to come out in the zone. They haven't pressed as much the second half. So if Dixie can be smart and take care of the ball, turnovers. They've got 14 turnovers here in the game, so they've got to do a better job taking care of it. But look at fouls. Fouls are critical. Mountain Lions have 4 guys with 4. Dixie have 2 guys with 4, so fouls could be a factor.
Hunter Schofield misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and Schofield is struggling from the line tonight. He's 2 of 8. As a team, Dixie State 13 of 22 from the stripe. Avdide bounces inside. Becker tried to dunk it. He's blocked, and a whistle and a foul. And it's going to be Hunter Schofield, and he's done.
That's a tough call there for Hunter Schofield. Rolling, trying to contest. He's just had a tough night. That's a tough matchup for him. He just hasn't been able to find his rhythm. He's doing exactly what he's always done. That's a great contest. Goes up.
Got the ball first, and then he hit the hand.
He did get his wrist, got the hand, but he got the ball first. He's aggressive. He's going after that defensive play. We talked about contesting, but Dixie's got to play now. 3 minutes and 41 seconds without Hunter Schofield. So it's on guys like Jared Green who can definitely step up and play some quality minutes here. He's done it tonight.
Becker misses the first free throw. That touched every bit of the rim and fell off. 3:41 remaining. Dixie State clinging to a 6-point lead at 63-57 if you're just joining us. And William Becker at the line for one more for UCCS, and he misses the second one as well.
Good foul.
3:35 to play. Can Dixie State take advantage of the missed free throw? Both teams shooting very poorly from the stripe today. Here's Youngblood to Frank Stain. Out of Pagenkopf. Crossing over to his left, accelerates off the window and in with the left hand. Jack Pagenkopf, your senior leader, gets inside and gets a big bucket. He's got 12, 8-point lead.
Smooth. He took on both big guys that time with his left hand. Just a quick, hard dribble to the rim, straight to the rim, expected contact. Great move by Jack Pagenkopf.
65-57. Dixie State an 8-point lead. Wong leaves for Becker. Becker to Avdide. Over to Wong. Wong into the lane. With the right hand, missed it, gets his own rebound. It's tipped out to him, and then a foul on the putback. It's like it's going to be Jared Green. And that's going to be his third.
Man, I'm saying it again. Wang is hard to guard. He is as hard to guard as pterodactyl is for me to spell. He just does such a good. You don't know how to prepare for him. That time, if you look at that possession, he drove, he got his own rebound, and he's just so slippery inside there. He's very good at getting it and exploding up to the rim and creating offense for his team. He stepped up and really played hard tonight.
And Wong's going to miss both free throws, and Frank Stain with a huge rebound. And a foul called. Oh, they're going to
It's on Avdili, but
they're going to look at and see if Frank Stain brought the elbows up too high.
The call was the official made the call that he didn't give him the room, and you saw him motion both hands up and down, saying that he has space and he violated that space. So that's what the foul call was. Now they're going to go back and look and see was the contact initiated by Frank Stain's elbows higher than his chest.
Official review. 2:46 to play. Dixie State a 65-57 lead. As they take a look at it, we haven't seen it on our monitor yet. As they look at the official here, we're going to get in our monitor now. And we're getting to see, Mike and I are getting to see the same thing that the referees are seeing at this point. Comes down with it. He did bring the elbow up. There's no contact made.
No, there's no. It's a tough angle. This will be a little bit angled. You see his arms. There's not contact. Both guys are reaching in. You've got two guys reaching in. Frank Stain looks like a basketball move.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to clear his space. It was to me looked like a great basketball move by Frank Stain, trying to get out of a double team. He's got the ball high. He rotated. Yeah, his elbows were high, but it wasn't a deliberate throw and elbow. He kept his elbows tucked. When you see it, he brings the ball above his head. I think to me, that looks like textbook, just pivot out of a double team.
And there's no contact. I mean, Kelly, or Avdije, does fall backwards a little bit as he's trying to avoid contact. I mean, and they're not going to call anything further.
Yeah, I think it's the right call.
To look at it, get it right. I mean, it's okay to go and look at it.
Yeah, but
I do feel like sometimes reviews take a little bit too long.
Yeah, well, and it's a free timeout.
It's free time.
It's a free timeout, and I believe Dixie's shooting, right? So Frank Stain
Yes.
has a chance to get some water, regroup.
The foul will go against Avdije.
And how often do you see a foul called on 15 black? But we're going to go and review it to see if it's actually a more aggressive foul on the guy that got fouled. Big free throws here by Frank Stain. He's got 17 points, 2:46 to go. This is a big moment for Dixie State.
Front end of the 1-and-1 here for Frank Stain. Boy, he's had to think about this free throw for forever and a day.
Well, his teammates were good. You know, they were talking to him, joking around, keeping him loose, and not letting him think about it.
First one on the way, and cool as a cucumber.
Yeah,
knocks it in.
Not a freshman. I'll step up and hit this shot. Calm, collected, 18 points.
18 points. One more. Good. 9 of 9 for the line for Frank Stain. Jacob Nichols will check in for Cameron Chatwin. You can only, once you get past that new year and the break, you're not a freshman anymore, right? You've got enough games under your belt. 67-57. Dixie State a 10-point lead. Avdije backing in on Nichols, feeling a little mismatch, and he's fouled. I don't think that's going to go against Nichols. I think that may be Frank Stain. No, it is going to be Nichols.
You know, and again, you need stops. You don't need plays like, or you're trying to block it or come up with a big play. You just need stops. And that time it looked like he was going for a block and trying to make a big block, but if he could contest it and make him shoot, alter that shot, and secure the rebound.
13 points for Avdije.
You can see Nichols try to reach from behind and pick up the block. If he would have just slid his feet, just got one more step towards the basket, make that shot a little bit harder to shoot.
Second free throw, too strong off the back iron. Youngblood the rebound, and he'll push it across the timeline. Leaves it for Stain. Frank wisely passes it back out and says, we've got a 9-point lead. We don't need to be in any hurry. 2:20 to go. She stayed a 67-58 advantage, 15 to shoot. Youngblood to the left elbow. He'll bury the jumper. 8 points for Jason Youngblood, and it's an 11-point lead, 69-58.
Really smart play there by Jason Youngblood. He got to that spot where he wanted with the dribble. Good elevation on his jump shot.
But I love earlier in the play, Frank Stain bringing it back out as well. Lenny Peckin, a deep two. And Jared Green tried to close out and put the big arm up in front of him and didn't give him room to land. And free throws coming for Lenny Peckin.
Trying to figure out why Jared Green was that far out guarding a perimeter shooter. They must have switched somewhere. And, Jared Green found himself in an awkward spot trying to jump and contest a three-pointer. Just didn't give him the room to come down.
Makes the first.
Looks like it's a pick and roll. Yeah, it was a pick, and his guy didn't roll, so Jared Green went out to contest the shooter and ended up getting called for the foul.
The good news is that the dribble did bring him across the three-point line. So just 2 free throws, but he makes both. And they're going to call a timeout. It's a full timeout. 1:49 remaining. 69-60. We'll take a 60-second timeout and come back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
1:49 remaining. Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Trailblazers lead at 69-60. Carrick Segmiller and Mike Olson with you. As the Trailblazers holding on to a 9-point lead. And then Frank Stain with 19 points. Jack Paganikoff has come on in the second half. He's got 12 points, but Andre Wilson has hit 2 huge shots as well. As the Trailblazers try to hold on to this thing.
Now that 19 points by Frank Stain ties his career and season high. So great work there by the freshman.
UCCS showing full court pressure. Dixie State able to break it. Stain holds it. Back to Paganikoff. Dixie State will settle into his offense. Paganikoff to Stain, right wing, 12 to shoot. Back to Jack. Lobbing into Jared Green on the right block. Spinning inside, he'll lay it up and in. The defender released, thinking there might be some help coming, but there was nobody there, and Green laid it up and in easily.
Great spin move in the post there by Jared Green. He faked, took his guy to the center of the key, and then spun back around with that great drop step.
8 points for Jared Green, and it's an 11-point lead. Abdide fires a 3 left wing. Short, Jared Green the rebound. Hands off to the point guard, Jack Paganikoff. And now UCCS is going to back off the pressure with under a minute to play. Paganikoff, top of the key, Nichols. Over to Stain. Stain to Green. To Paganikoff, right wing 3, bang! Another Mountain America 3-pointer, and Dixie State has a 14-point lead, and the nail in the coffin by Jack Paganikoff. He's got 15 points. And now a steal for Jack. He'll lob it for Dason Youngblood and loses it out of bounds.
Coach Judkins motioning to Jack, saying, "Hey, we got time. We got plenty of time." But Jack, it's too tough. You know, you got a good friend, a teammate that's got a chance to get a lob. Game out of hand. 14 points, 30 seconds to go. Why not try to throw your teammate a lob?
He just hit a 3. And
yeah, why not?
Trying to put a good show on for the crowd. Say thanks for coming tonight. Frank Stain a steal, and he's fouled on the way up the floor, and that'll be the 5th foul against Wong.
Jack, he's another good steal there by Frank Stain. Dixie's done a good job of playing those passing lanes all night. A lot of tip balls, a lot of steals. You know, they're working on 10 steals on the game. Frank Stain picking up 3 of those, so very good job playing the passing lanes.
And Stain will make the first free throw. He's got 20. And by your count, you said that's his new career high, right, Mike?
I believe so. I think he picked up, he had 19 points early in the season. I believe 19 was his career high.
Dixie State going to unload the bench with it. And there it is. New career high. He'll have one more free throw to put the cherry on top. And he missed it. Curse the commentator.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have said that. 75-60, 10 of 11 from the free throw line tonight.
That's definitely a career high. 10 out of 11 for the free throws.
UCCS the other way, a blocking foul. Lenny Peckin will end up at the free throw line. And the foul's going to be against Cameron Chatwin, so he'll foul out as well.
You know, you mentioned it during the timeout, Garrett. Great showing here by the St. George community.
Yeah.
Crowd's been great. You know, school's not in session yet, so we don't have a lot of students in the arena tonight. The students that are here, great effort. And, you know, they've been loud, they've been proud, but great job of community. We know we got a lot of people home listening that can be the game, a lot of great fans.
Yes.
And we appreciate their support as well.
Fans and supporters, and you know, we appreciate all the, you know, we get compliments from time to time. People enjoy listening to us, and Lenny Peckett makes the first free throw. We enjoy, probably as much as you enjoy listening, we enjoy bringing you the broadcast. Bar none, best part of my job. Dixie State, the rebound off the missed free throw. And the Trailblazers win it. 11-1 overall. 6-0 in the RMAC. And you're, I believe, number 13th ranked Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Still in the top 15 despite losing that one game at Western Oregon. Now back in the win column, 75-61. It was hard fought. It was no easy battle. The Trailblazers emerged victorious. And now all eyes on trying to get some revenge on Colorado School of Mines for the loss in Golden last season. Mines will be in town tomorrow night. Westminster holding off Colorado School of Mines 68-66.
Wow.
So Mines will make the long trek down, and Dixie State will try to wrap up the weekend sweep tomorrow and try to keep this thing rolling. Trailblazers 68. Excuse me, I'm reading the wrong score. Trailblazers 75, Mountain Lions 61. Mike, your quick hitter thoughts? I mean, from what I look at it, Dixie State, the theme of the night tonight was Trailblazers, a quick start, weathering the storm, and then Andre Wilson, a couple of huge shots, and just making sure that they weathered the UCCS runs, and then did what they had to do to close this thing down the stretch.
Absolutely, but hats off to Frank Stain, man. That guy's a good player. He's solid, and he brought it tonight. You know, he's a great recruit coming in as a freshman. You know, hats off to those guys that went out on the road and found a guy like Frank Stain. So, you know, coaching staff, Casey Winters, Jeremiah Barnes, those guys that worked hard to get a freshman like Frank Stain, that showed exactly why he's going to be a fan favorite for a while. So, Frank Stain, definitely a great game tonight.
Before we go to break, and this may be our routine from here on out, let's go with some second half highlights for you before we go to break and before we shut this thing, at least the video portion, all the way down. Frank Stain, a little pick and roll with Hunter Schofield, and they had that going early, and you know, it was somewhat of a frustrating night for Hunter tonight, but he did what he needed to do. that right there, a little circus shot by Jack Paganikoff, the scoop and score, and then he hit a three as well. He came on in the second half. He had 15, 9 or 10 of which I believe were in the second half. And here's Andre Wilson, another huge three down the stretch when the lead was down to 3, and Jack Paganikoff answers with the layup there. Here's your spin move from Jared Green, the layup up and in, and then Paganikoff, the nail in the coffin, three-pointer straight away, gets it to go, and that would wrap things up. I mean, we don't have a sub of the game as part of our official awards that we hand out tonight, and just for those 6 points and because of those huge shots, I would go with Andre Wilson, and I don't think you can go anywhere else with your catering concept play of the game tonight. Yeah, the 3 in the first half and the 3 in the second half, and I don't know if we have both of those dialed up. I know we just saw the 3 in the second half, but would love to take a look at both of those if we could. I mean, our catering concepts plays of the game. Here's Jack Paganikoff getting inside, knocking in a layup, but Andre Wilson knocking in 2 huge threes. And here's the one from the first half. The lead was down to 6, splashes at home. UCCS had all the momentum, and then he did, as we saw in the other highlights, he knocked in a 3 from the right wing late in the second half as well. And so Andre Wilson with our catering concept play of the game, and I don't think you can overstate how important those 2 threes were.
No, they're pivotal. You know, I mean, that led to, you see the second one here, that driving kick by Jack, Andre stepping up and just hitting that wing 3 that they desperately needed. So no question that the play of the game can go to that catering concepts play of the game to Andre Wilson.
And it just goes to show, too, that this Dixie State team, and the team is a star. They're willing to do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
to win basketball games. I mean, Andre is a senior. He's one that I'm sure was expecting, with Zach Frampton leaving and Conway leaving, that, hey, I've been around. I'm here. I'm probably going to play, a lot of minutes. And he's playing 20, 21 minutes a night. But, he probably was expecting to be starting. And now he's coming off the bench. But he's taking that role in stride. And he's coming in and hitting big shots when he needs to. And that's just what this team is about. The team is the star. When we need a big shot, we're going to go. We'll go to you. And 2 huge shots from Andre Wilson tonight.
Yeah, they were huge.
Trailblazers win it 75-61. We've seen our second half highlights. We've also named our catering concept play of the game. When we come back, we'll break down some final numbers, and we'll give you our SkyWest Airlines player of the game. Trailblazers win 75-61. Let's take the 3-minute timeout and come back with the Guru Sports Grill postgame report right here on the Trailblazer Basketball Network. Good call on the highlights before the...
No, I don't actually. No, I'm not busy right now. Yeah, I can talk.
We may not always play good, but when we want to look good, we come to the Dixie State campus store.
Located on the second floor of the Gardner Center. We'll see you there.
We may have started out small, but we were great. Families and fans rallied behind their team. The community cared, and everyone showed up to cheer. Now, we're bigger than ever. Dixie State is going to Division I.
Here we go in transition, and he throws it down with one hand.
But at the end of the day, it's the community and fans that make us great. Whether you give $5 or 1,000, every dollar, every seat in the stands, every one of you can help blaze our trail to Division I athletics, because this is our team.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Coach Judkins' 400th game on the Dixie State sideline tonight. And oh, by the way, a Josh Fuller sighting tonight. He came and said hi during halftime, and I have to go talk to him and shake his hand again after the game. But 400th game on the Dixie State sideline for Coach Judkins tonight, so congratulations to him on that. And we certainly love having him around here and hope he stays here for a lot longer. He's already been here, what is this, year 14? 15 for Dixie, for Coach Judkins, and we hope he stays 15 more.
Absolutely.
and retires here. So, but the Trailblazers getting a big win tonight, 11-1 now, 6-0 on the RMAC. They shoot 46% from the field, 26 of 56, 7 of 16 from downtown. It's a 43% clip. Did leave 10 points at the free throw line, 16 of 26, and a 61% clip there. They're able to still escape with the victory. Dixie State 19 assists on the 26 made baskets. They do finish with 15 turnovers. So they had the 6 turnovers at halftime, and they turned the ball over 9 more times in the second half. So that's one thing you're going to look at. You still had more assists than turnovers, but you got to take care of the ball. As we look at our Lonnie Boys Barbecue key to the game, it was maximize each possession was one of the big keys, and there was no room for turnovers or empty possessions. They do have the 15 turnovers, but on the flip side, they're able to force 21 turnovers and score 22 points off of those 21 turnovers. So things kind of evened out in the end. Ultimately, it was the freshman Frank Stain who started hot and then finished hot again. 20 points for Stain, 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 5 from downtown. He was 10 of 10 from the free throw line. And I jinxed him by saying he was going to cap off a great performance, and he missed his last free throw attempt, but it's okay. 10 of 11 from the line tonight, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and only 1 turnover tonight for Frank Stain. And he was very active defensively as well. You see him get the 3 steals, and he's just getting better and better every night. Jack Paganikoff was a little more quiet in the first half, came on big in the second half, finished with 15 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, pair of steals. And then the third double-figure score was Hunter Schofield. Did foul out, but he had 12 points, 7 boards, 5 of 12 from the field. He was getting a little frustrated with some of the foul calls down low, but ultimately he's able to do what he needed to do to be able to help seal the win and help his teammates win. And you mentioned the depth. I mean, Dixie State. I mean, how lucky is Dixie State to have Hunter Schofield and Cameron Chatwin and Jared Green and then if those guys are in foul trouble, you throw in Jacob Nichols and you never want to have to test the depth really, but it's there, and it came up big for Dixie State tonight.
Huge. Yeah, I thought that was a critical key. When Cameron Chatwin picked up his third, and then Hunter Schofield followed with his third. That's for a lot of teams that's really scary. But for Coach Judkins and his staff, next man up, and I thought that was great. I think the key statistic, Kara, we talked about how important rebounding was. Dixie State secured the last 2 rebounds of the game to win the war of the boards 38-37. So 38, that's a lot of rebounds. And I thought Dixie did a great job. There were a lot of fouls called on rebound. So you could tell guys were crashing hard. Guys really put an emphasis on rebounding the ball tonight. And it paid off with a big win. 75 points. When you look at Dixie scoring 75, that's below their average. They average 83, I believe, a game. UCCS leading the conference in points allowed at 66. So, Dixie's offense doing a good job against a very good Colorado Springs defense.
And they're able to hold Colorado Springs 13 points under their season average offensively. So, we talked about it in the pregame show that something had to give tonight. I mean, it was one of the conference's top offenses against the conference's top defense, and 2 very good rebounding teams. Something had to give, and Dixie State was able to use the hot start. It's not all about how you start, it's about how you finish, but certainly building a 20-3 lead right from the get-go is very helpful, and then they're able to weather each of the Colorado Springs runs and each of just weather the storm and hang in there. And Andre Wilson hit a couple of huge shots and kept Dixie State in front, and ultimately total team effort, and they get the victory tonight. Let's name our SkyWest Airlines player of the game. Who do you think? Frank Stain?
Frank Stain.
Yeah,
I mean, he definitely stepped up. But this was the biggest game of the year for Dixie State. When you look at this point where they're at in region play and what happened last year, and you talked about that congestion in the middle, and this is a team, UCCS, hungry for a win. Guys in foul trouble, and really they keyed in on Jack defensively, and it was Frank Stain that really stepped up. And yeah, he led the team in points, but he did some things that were great tonight, and I think he's definitely deserving of the SkyWest Airlines Player of the Game.
So Frank Stain is our SkyWest Airlines Player of the Game. The Trailblazers win it 75-61. Bruno Silva's right here. What's up, man? One of our great athletic trainers from Intermountain. Appreciate all they do for us. Kelby Hoffines is the men's basketball trainer, but Bruno's everywhere. He's at every event almost, and very involved, and good to have him around. And he's sitting here making faces at us, so I had to call him out too to see if I could throw a little shade back at him. But Trailblazers win this one 75-61. Frank Stain is your SkyWest Airlines Player of the Game, and we take a look at kind of our updated men's basketball standings. Of course, not all the scores are in. Some of them are in. Dixie State is got a 2-game cushion now, 6-0 overall. Mines lost, Mesa lost. So Mesa and Mines are both 4-2. And Black Hills State won is 4-2 as well. And there's a few other scores that aren't quite in yet. But Colorado School of Mines losing up at Westminster tonight. The Dixie State, and it's way too early to start looking at the at the conference race. But is it really though? We can. We don't have the players doing that. But big win for Dixie State tonight, and it's just been fun to see this group who, there were so many question marks coming in. It's been fun to see this group problem solve together and figure out different ways to get the job done. And Coach Judkins has coached a lot of teams along the way, but this would have to be, just because we didn't know who was coming, what they all had coming back. We didn't know much about the players coming in. This has got to be one of, if not the best coaching job and that may be hard to say. There's been a ton of great teams throughout the years, but for Coach Judkins to help mold these guys into who they are so quickly has just been fantastic to watch. And what better time with so many great things for this athletics program on the horizon. And Coach Judkins was almost over here, and then he almost went on a full sprint back into the tunnel.
Well, you talked about I really loved their game plan, watching him at shoot-around and what they were doing in shoot-around to prepare for tonight. They did a good job preparing, and a lot of credit to Coach Judkins and his coaching staff, Coach May, Coach Schroeder, and their efforts in preparing this team. They were focused in shoot-around. We talked about it. They were really dialed in, really focused, and really came almost with a chip on their shoulder or something to prove, and thought they did it tonight. They did those little things, and that start, I think, really was a difference. They led the whole game, wire to wire. They led the entire game. They had 75 possessions on the game. They shot 46% on 56 shots. They took 56 shots, and I think a lot of those were high quality, shots that were within the offense. So I think the discipline was good. I think Coach Judkins will be, pleased with his efforts. I think he'll probably be a little frustrated with their ability to score against the zone. I think that hurt him a little bit tonight, and something that they can adjust to. But exciting to hear what Coach Judkins has to say about tonight's big win.
And here he comes right now. Going to put the headset on. Testing, 1, 2. Can you hear us, Coach?
Yeah,
you got
us? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good.
Welcome to the postgame report, brought to you by Guru Sports Bar and Grill.
Welcome to you as well.
Hey, congrats on a gritty win tonight. The big start, and then weathering the storm, and just Andre Wilson with a couple of huge one in each half to help run stoppers, and this game had a little bit of everything. A great start, some lulls, but some big shots, and total team effort tonight and getting the job done. That's what it's about in conference play, right?
You're right. We know it's funny. We talked about that today. This is the end right there about scouting reports, because we said, guys, think about what we talked about last night and today. We talked about, hey, they'll get down and they'll just keep fighting to get back. They were down at Colorado Christian, or not Regis. They were down almost like they were with us, 20-3 or 20-5, and they came back and beat them by 20. So, we knew they were going to have runs like that. The only thing I was probably not happy with was they went to that zone, and we kind of got a little bit stagnant and not moving the ball and not finding the holes. And then we didn't shoot it great from the 3, and that's something we got to do better at that. Because I didn't think that would hurt us at all when they did go to the zone. First time they played zone all year long too. So, but that's a good sign. I told our guys, hey, that's a good thing because we're hurting them with our man, and so they had to change it up. I thought our defenses the first half were good. We were switching a lot, changing them up, caught them off guard. Maybe should have done more of that the second half, But I thought that was a big part of it. The other part I wasn't happy with was fouls. We just kept fouling. They got 36 foul shots. And a lot of those were just reaching fouls, dumb fouls. I mean, I can handle a charge. I can handle we had 2 block-off fouls on us. Jacob got one and Jack got one. I can handle those. We're trying to block off a guy, but the reaching, slapping, I didn't rebound the ball. I didn't jump with the guy, and so he gets it, then I foul him, try to block it. Those things I just can't handle. But, that the fouls gets him to the foul line. The clock stops, and then the second thing I don't like about it, it slows up the game and gets it out of your rhythm, you know what I mean? And that hurt us. But, like you said, a grit, like you said, a good fight. We fought hard. The last 4 possessions, we talked about that. It's like 3:39 left, and our last 4 possessions we scored every time. And, we were like 6 for 20 until that point, and then we go, 10 for 24. So, something that we got to work on. I thought tonight, too, a little bit maybe – some guys try to do a little too much on their own instead of playing as a team a little bit. Like you see that with our assists, the turnovers, with 19 to 15. And that's something we got to show them on film, But it's hard to get mad at a guy who's trying hard, and trying to make things happen. That's good. It's just they got to take what the defense gets you because they were switching our little ball screens, and we had some mismatches down low, and we just didn't see them. And, if we play them again, we're going to attack that a little bit more than we did. Hunter, now one of his better efforts, he got some foul trouble, but, he was, thinking about it too much, and especially at the foul line. But, I know he'll bounce back tomorrow, and we need him. And, Frank's played good in that last 3 games. Frank has really tore it up. I love how he got to the foul line 11 times. He's being aggressive. We talked about that over the break. Hey, you're shooting it well, but now we got to be more aggressive and get to the foul line, get that mid-range jumper going for you, and he's doing a good job. So good. This is a good team. That team, you look at them and think, oh, they're not very athletic. I mean, number 10 you saw his dunks, but man, they play hard and they play physical, and they just don't quit, and that's something that we got to learn from them as well.
Coach, going into the game, we had the conference. Dixie #1 in the conference in defensive rebounds. Colorado Springs #1 in the conference in offensive rebounds. We knew tonight going into it would be a rebounding battle. Congratulations, you win the war of the boards 38-37. Talk about how important it was for your guards. You've got Jack Pagankoff, Dason Youngblood, Frank Stain, those guys coming up big with
some big rebounds.
Big rebounds from your guards.
Yeah, well, we went to that little zone, and Jack did. Jack even got 3 offensive boards where my guards, 1s and 2s, are not supposed to rebound on the offensive end. They're supposed to get back, and then Jack's supposed to slow down the transition defense. But Jack 3 he got where, he's right at the top of the key, and they came out long, and he went and fought for him and got him. And but our guards are doing a good job. But just we got to do a better job of blocking off and going fetching. I mean, Cam had 3 offensive boards, which was good. But I thought that last little while we finally started to really crash the boards hard. And then what happened? They fouled us, and that's what I was trying to tell them from the beginning was, hey, if you block off and get it, they'll foul you because they have good motors and they keep going. And that's what good offensive team. When you said that, that's exactly what we told them before the game was they're first in the league in offensive rebounds. And why they're good at it is because they go every time, and that's hard to teach, and he does a good job. But you're right, Olds, that was a big part of our game plan, and we won by 1. I was hoping to win more than that, but they're tough. They got a lot of them on foul line block-offs too that hurt us. It's 4 against 2, and they still got them. But they're tough at that.
When you look at another key factor, you've got your 2 big guys. The foul trouble, sitting on the bench, not as many minutes as you probably want, but still dominate points in the paint 32-16. So it speaks to the depth of the guys coming in and your ability to pound the ball inside when you need to.
Well, we worked on that this week. We had a size advantage. We thought we could hurt them with that, and we did a couple of drills this week of you couldn't score until it went in the post. And I think our guys did a good job of fighting us. Again, we missed a lot. We just didn't see. or our big opposite big forgot to flash to kind of open up the key area. But that was one area that we saw we had advantage of, and we tried to take advantage of it, and we did tonight.
Great win.
Thank you.
Congrats, Coach. I was going to say, speaking of those bigs, Hunter has a little bit of 12 points. You can't call it necessarily a quiet night, but it's a sneaky 12 points, I guess. But Jared Green comes in 21 minutes and 4 of 6, 4 rebounds. He does get his money's worth in fouls, kind of like Hunter did. All your bigs did. You had, between those 3 guys, you had 14 fouls, and two of the 3 of them fouled out. But it felt like Jared played big, and he's into the starting lineup now, and it feels like he's really coming in to this offense more, and even on the defensive end than he was at the start of the year.
Yeah, he did some stuff defensively tonight. We switched a couple ball screens late in the shot clock, and he did a good job guarding that little guard. I thought he did pretty good. He's doing a good job. He's getting better and better. He had a nice move. He traveled on. He just got to go up strong, but he did some good things. I mean, Hunter didn't have a terrible night, but he makes 6 more foul shots. And he's got 18 points, 19 points. I think he was thinking too much about it. When he missed 1 or 2, he started to kind of think about it. I was trying to get it out of his head. Hey, just go up on toes, Because one time they start thinking that, then they forget about missing the shot. But it was really in his head, and you could tell. And I was trying to do my best to try to get him out of it, but it didn't work. But that's something I told him, I said, hey, you missed him, but I'm glad you're getting there. At least you're shooting them. You got to keep doing that. And knowing him, he'll bounce back and do that. Jack had some big plays for us late in the game, but he had 5 turnovers tonight, a little too much. He's one I was saying that maybe was trying to do too much. But again, I love the ball in his hands when it's, he made a couple of really nice moves. That little 2-and-1 he had was huge on that little reverse layup thing he had. So, it's a good win. We'll take it. Now we got a team coming in tomorrow who's really good, picked to win the conference. They're loaded, and they're a lot like this team. So we'll see how that goes. But we're excited. We got to get some rest and be ready to go. Great crowd again tonight, Carrick. I loved it. We're out loud and then really helped us out. Our cheerleaders and drill team were all here. It was nice to see that.
Westminster beat Colorado Mines tonight, by the way.
Oh, good.
68-66.
So they'll be even more hungry.
But yeah, it should be a good crowd tomorrow night too. They're giving some shirts away and 1,000 free shirts.
White out,
and
should be a lot of fun.
And have some fun with it. And by the way, can't let you go without congratulating you on 400 games on the Dixie State sideline. 400
games. Yeah, it was funny because Steve called me on that and he said, "Hey, do you realize you've coached 400 games and your brother has just won his 400th game at BYU?" And I said, I've coached that many games, and he's only won. So we were laughing and joking about it. But yeah, there's things when I'm done coaching, it's gonna be fun to look back at some of these things and stuff. But all I care about is we won the game tonight, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, we hope that you're here 400 more.
400 more. There you
go.
So
we appreciate you, Coach.
Thanks,
Congrats,
guys. Appreciate it.
Trailblazers win it. 75-61. I got to stop pulling up this Westminster score because that's twice in a row I've almost read the wrong score. And Trailblazers 11-1 overall, 6-1 or 6-0 in the conference, and 5-0 at home. Got to protect home court. I mean, if you're going to accomplish the goals that you want, you can't lose on this floor. And this is somewhere where Dixie State has been this has been a fortress.
Yeah,
for Dixie State, and Trailblazers win it tonight, and not a huge one tomorrow.
Big one. Coach Judkins talked about.
It's like you saw the look on us. Oh, great, they lost. Now they're going to be hungry and ready to come take it out on us.
We got a long drive to think about it, and shoot around tomorrow. And this is where the conference is so tough. You saw Dixie State last year. They dropped the first game on this road trip in Colorado. They dropped the first one and. End up dropping the second one. It's a tough swing, and we're going to rely on the fans to give it that boost of energy. I know these guys are going to be ready. Coach Judkins will have his team ready, and they'll be fired up. They want to sweep and keep that clean record at home.
Dixie State wins it 75-61. Thanks for tuning in. That'll do it for us inside the Guru Sports Bar and Grill post-game report. Trailblazers victorious 75-61. Big shout out to our CEC TV crew, for Martin Kelly back in the Radio Dixie 91.3 FM studio for helping us out on the radio end. For Mike Olson, I'm Carrick Segmiller. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.